All right, everybody, welcome to the live stream. Let's get this started. Starting a little late today because of the technical difficulties, and we are only streaming on the YouTube live stream right now. So come on over to YouTube and check us out and watch. All right. So besides that rough start, let me know in the chat how we're doing. Let me know if you can hear me now. Let me know if everything's okay, no lag, hopefully. Hit that like button. Let's see if we get some more people in here, and we're going to get started right away since we're running a little late here. All right, cool. All right, everybody, welcome to the live stream. We're starting a little late today, but if you're just joining us for the first time, my name is Jared with Scamware 101. And what we do is we spread awareness of common scams so you can protect yourself and protect your loved ones from becoming a victim. And one way we do that is by doing this weekly live stream where we share 20 different types of scams to be aware of. We go over red flags to help you identify when you're dealing with a scammer. And we'll show you real examples of these scams, including email scams, phone call scams, text message scams, snail mail scams, all good stuff, all currently active scams that you should really be aware of so you can protect yourself and your loved ones, of course. You could help support our mission by hitting that like button, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and following us on your favorite social media platforms. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, X. So go find us over there on Scamaware 101. Also, you can join our free mailing list on scamaware101.com and click and join mailing list. We'll send you some useful scam awareness tips and some reminders when we're going live. All good stuff there. So make sure to check out scamaware101.com and hit join mailing list. We're about ready to get started. We're going to go over some recent scam headlines and warnings that are coming out to be aware of. Let me know you're watching in the chat. I'm not really monitoring how many viewers we have, so hop in the chat and let me know you're watching. And with that said, let's start talking about some scam headlines this week. We gotta have technical difficulties trying to bring up the headlines. I'm gonna have to skip this section too. Let's find out. There we go. All right, imposter scams on the rise. Local family down 25K. All right, so let's see what happened to this victim who lost $25,000 to these scammers. His entire life was flipped upside down because of one phone call. It started with a suspicious email to his wife's phone, fraud charges on her credit card, which led her to Clearview Credit Union to change her account number and passwords. She gets a phone call from an 800 number. It says Clearview Credit Union on a caller ID. And that's always something to remember and be aware of, is that these scammers, they can control what the caller ID shows. That means that they'll show the credit union's name and phone number on the caller ID to make it seem like it's actually a credit union. But anyway, these scammers reached the victim on the phone. They're impersonating her credit union. And they told her that they need to deposit $10,000 into her account as a test. And then she has to withdraw $9,600 and return it to them. And she did it once. But luckily, by the second and third time, her husband noticed what was going on and thought that something was suspicious and stopped it. But she still lost about $10,000 to them. Right, so be aware of that. If these banks are calling, if you're getting these calls out of blue impersonating your bank, your credit union, be suspicious. And definitely don't go withdrawing money if they ask you to. This victim almost lost $25K to him. So be aware of that. Oh, let's see here. So we got John in the chat reporting that Cloudflare was having issues. Maybe that was causing some of the... Yeah, looks like a lot of places are actually having issues right now. Canva, yeah. Figures. Happens right as I go do my live stream. Oh, well, at least we're still running on this one, okay. Yeah, YouTube TV down. All these places were having problems, it looks like. Okay. Maybe during the next break, we'll try to get the... It's on their outage status now, too. Oh, okay. Well, figures. Thank you, CloudStream, or Cloudflare, for blowing up my live streams. Excellent. Anyway, let's continue with the headlines. How fake Microsoft alerts trick you into phishing scams. A phishing scam posing as a Microsoft security alert is targeting users with emails that claim an alert has been triggered on their account. This is a classic type of scam. The fake phishing emails that say like somebody's logged into your account or your password needs to be changed, and they have a link to a fake website. The link appears to be safe at first glance, often pointing to Google Docs or SharePoint page, but that's part of the trap. And it directs you to a fake login page. Yep, always be suspicious of links. You know, anything impersonating Microsoft, telling you to change your password. FBI users warning on scam that wipes out bank accounts. Three-pronged phantom hacker attacks. Ah, the phantom hacker attack. Often targets seniors and their savings. The fly in here. Go away, fly. Shoo fly. Oh, it's blocking most of the articles, so we can't read it. But let me tell you what the phantom hacker is. It's basically when the scammer reaches out to you. They're usually impersonating a bank or a agency, and they'll claim that a hacker's gotten into your account and is stealing your identity. And that's how they trick the victim into thinking they need to transfer funds and move money to keep it safe. And that's known as the phantom hacker scam. Let's take a look at the next headline here. I'm just going to try to get through the headlines kind of quick because I want to get us back on track after being delayed a little bit from Cloudflare. And let me know you're watching in the chat. Say hello. Fraud alert. Construction scam circulating. Arlington County Police Department is warning the community about a common and recurring nationwide construction scam. Several community members have reported individuals posing as contractors, in some cases stating they are Arlington County contractors, going door to door to offer ceiling, roof repairs, and construction property improvement work. Ultimately, they don't perform the work and they run off with your cash and money. That's been going on for a while, too. This article recommends avoid hiring door-to-door solicitors. Hire contractors that are licensed and insured, and never pay the full amount until the project is complete. All good tips. FTC issues alert on fake Amazon texts. FTC is warning people about a new phishing scam where scammers pose as Amazon sending fake refund texts to steal personal information. We warned about this one recently, too, on one of our short videos. The scam begins when a text message claiming Amazon conducted a routine quality inspection and found that an item you recently purchased does not meet their standards or has been recalled. The text offers a full refund and assures you don't need to return the item. Just click the link to request a refund, but it's a phishing scam. If you receive this text, do not respond or click any links. All right, so if you get a text from Amazon saying, click here for a refund, don't trust it. It's a scam. Brenna Bird issues ticket scam warning ahead of Iowa State Fair. As Iowa State Fair approaches, Attorney General has issued a reminder for Iowans, and really everybody, to be cautious when purchasing event tickets. There's an increased risk of ticket scams with the prevalence of digital tickets and purchases. As a result, scammers will often create counterfeit tickets or duplicate a ticket and sell them to multiple people. Purchasing tickets through third parties, social media, gift cards, Venmo, Apple Pay heightens the possibility of scams. Here are some tips. Protect yourself from ticket scams. Purchase tickets directly from the venue. Verify website address when buying tickets from name brand sites such as Ticketmaster or StubHub. Be skeptical of tickets being sold on social media. You always be skeptical of that. Whenever I'm following a band that I want to go see or an event, there's always scammers in there saying, hey, I have an extra ticket, and they're trying to scam people. Yeah, John, the internet looks like it's going slow in general. In fact, maybe some of these sites are using Cloudflare. Let me know, to be fair, let me know when the status gets better in the chat. Maybe I'll try to get the streams going again. Longmont man shares warning after losing thousands of dollars in romance scam. Clark is proud of his work, family, and the strength from which he's faced early onset Parkinson's for the past 6.5 years. However, right now he's feeling nothing but shame. So this victim has Parkinson's. The scammers don't care. They'll still take his money. It all began with a phone call from someone claiming that a high school friend referred Clark for an investment opportunity. All right, so he gets a call out of the blue from a scammer claiming that a friend gave him his info. To prove their legitimacy, the scammer sent Clark 2 checks, which his bank initially reported as having cleared. The would-be investor even sent a photo and a social security card to gain his trust. So the bank kind of screwed up here by telling him that those checks should be cleared. They should kind of be responsible for that, if you ask me. At that point, the scam evolved from an investment opportunity to a romantic interest. He was going to take care of me, and that it was going to be a lifelong thing, and I had shared that I had young onset Parkinson's, which maybe gave him more ammunition, Clark said. Clark Spake eventually discovered the checks were fraudulent, but it was too late. He had sent 2 payments of $1,500 each through Apple Cash. Despite filing multiple reports, recovering Clark's money is unlikely. There's another victim saying they lost over $100,000. Wow, $100K to a similar scam. He said, I still question for weeks afterwards whether or not she was actually involved. I mean, that's how good of a hook she was. They preyed on my loneliness. And looking back, I should have seen that and gone, what the hell was I doing? Watch out for romance scams. It's a real thing. Let's see what this one is. County Sheriff issues scam alert. After handling many identity theft and phone scams recently, the Lyon County Sheriff's Office is warning about an attempt to educate the community with an emphasis on seniors. Scammers are impersonating government officials. Several state they are with law enforcement and are collecting fines. Other scammers are claiming to offer financial assistance. These scammers are constantly targeting our senior community. Americans older than 60 lost $1.7 billion to fraud last year, according to FBI's latest Internet Crime Report. That's the highest lost amount reported out of any age group, Pope wrote. Yep. Scammers are impersonating government officials. Some claim they are with law enforcement and are collecting fines. Others are offering financial assistance. Yeah, we're going to be talking about a bunch of those scams as we proceed with the live stream here. They mentioned a few here. Grandparent scams, we're going to be going over those. Government imposter scams, we're going to be going over those. Say hi in the chat if you're watching. Give us a thumbs up and a like. Let me know you're here. Maui police warned of text message scam, asking to resolve identity theft issue. The Maui Police Department is warning residents about a recurring scam involving text messages that claim unauthorized charges have been made to their accounts. The text messages often include a phone number to call to resolve the issue. After calling the phone number, the scammer, who claims to be a legitimate representative, tells the caller they are targets of identity theft and must take immediate action to prevent further financial loss. So this is a common narrative that you hear from these scammers. They say that your money's not safe, someone's stolen your identity, and they give you this whole story of why you need to withdraw your money. And in this case, they instructed them to deposit it into a Bitcoin ATM, a cryptocurrency ATM. And we're going to be talking about that in a little bit too, because that's always a red flag. If you're talking to somebody and they're telling you to send Bitcoin or deposit money at a Bitcoin ATM, it's a red flag. Millville Businesses shares warning after being targeted of electric bill scam. In the middle of the Wednesday rush at Compass Point Coffee in Millville, when owner Eric Hodos said he got a call from someone claiming to be, I can't pronounce that word, but it's his utility company. At that moment, I was like, oh, we have to solve this because they come and turn our power off. We're going to lose revenue for the next couple of days. Hodos said the person on the phone told him he owed nearly $2,000 and crews were coming to shut off his service unless the remaining balance was paid immediately. He then called his business partner. I said, look, we're on it. She's calling the billing department right now. He says, here's the number. So she called that number, and they did answer with the utility company's name, but something still didn't seem right. She checked the electric bill, and no money was owed. He called the number back and asked to speak to the manager. That is when the scheme was uncovered. He said, I'll transfer you to my manager, and when it went there, it was some random. It was like, you've reached John, Hodos said. Another business reported the same experience. And this type of scam doesn't just target businesses. This targets individuals too. Scammers will call you and they'll say, you owe money on your electric bill. We're going to turn off your power. They'll say your water's going to get turned off. They'll, any utilities like that, the scammers, they'll call and impersonate your utility company. So be aware of those types of scams. And again, I'm just kind of rushing through the headlines here. I want to squeeze them all in so we get back on track for 6:35 p.m. red flags. If you're just joining, hit that thumbs up button, give us a like, and welcome to the live stream. Nevadans, is that how you say that? Anybody from Nevada? Let me know. Warned of AI technology used to scam investors with deep fakes. Nevada officials are warning residents about the use of artificial intelligence, AI, to scam potential investors with video or audio deepfakes. The Secretary of State said fraudsters could use AI to clone voices, alter images, or even create fake videos to spread false information. This could be used with the intent to persuade an investor to pull money or securities out of an investment account. Scammers continue to target our most vulnerable communities, particularly our older investors. Across the country, we're seeing emerging technologies like artificial intelligence being used to prey on victims' emotions by impersonating a loved one and claiming they need money urgently, or by impersonating a trusted government official. One example is the use of AI-generated audio, also known as deepfake audio, to deceive older people by making them think a grandchild is in distress or in need of money. Be wary of requests and verify their legitimacy before transferring money. Yeah, this AI stuff, it's making scams more believable. And now they're using it to do face swap on videos and clone people's voices. It's getting wild out there. Activists issue alert about RICA scams. This is interesting. New Mexico's nuclear victims, right? Because they did the nuclear testing back in the day, and in New Mexico, and a lot of people got exposed to radiation. But they waited 80 years for recognition and the right for compensation under the Radiation and Exposure Compensation Act. So it took less than a month for scams to develop targeting those victims. Right? And that just gives you an idea. These scammers, they're watching what's on the news, they're watching what's going on, and they're developing and adapting their scams to fit with what's going on in modern times. This new compensation act gets passed for these victims, from that were exposed to radiation, and these scammers, they jump on it right away and create a scam around it. So anyway, always be suspicious. Hey John, how's Cloudflare looking over there? This website's starting to load a little quicker now. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. Tennessee officials warn of new traffic ticket scam. Tennessee officials are warning residents about another scam circulating. The scam alerts recipients that they have an outstanding traffic ticket and must pay or face license suspension or other legal disputes. Yeah, we actually have some examples of this scam we're going to share with you a little later. But that's a big thing right now. These text messages coming through claiming that you have an unpaid ticket or an unpaid toll. They claim to be from the DMV or that it's a traffic ticket. Some people are reporting that they're claimed to be for the speeding cameras that they have now, right? And you get these tickets that say, oh, you got a speeding ticket from one of the cameras, but it's all a scam. So if you get some kind of text message, claiming a payment, be suspicious. And also, this article warns that when scammers call, when they're calling your phone, they're able to spoof the phone number and make it look like it's a sheriff's office. So we're going to talk about that more later, but be aware of that. Let's check out our last headline here. So this is actually an article from the UK. And I'd like to include some of these articles that are in different countries, because usually what it shows is that even on another part of the world, they're still dealing with the same types of scams that we are over here. Police calls, warning over police call scam as victim loses 14 pounds. Is that what they use over there? Police are warning residents about a phone scam where fraudsters pose as police officers after victims are scammed out of thousands of pounds. One elderly victim was swindled out of 14,000 pounds. According to the force, people have been called by scammers as they are assisting with an investigation. They are then asked to withdraw significant funds from cash machines. Right? So same type of scams. They're happening everywhere. It's a worldwide problem, a global problem, right? And that's it for headlines. Cool. I ran through them kind of quick because we lost some time this morning because of technical difficulties at the beginning of the stream. But now that we're running ahead, I'm going to try to see if I get the other streams working now with... Let's see how that goes. Let's see. See if the other streams are any better here. Okay, bear with me, folks. We're just going to see if we get these other streams working here. Oh, this looks like it's going pretty quick now. Maybe we'll be good shape here. Bear with me, folks. We're going to see if we get these other streams going here. it might be okay here. Okay, cool. Looks like I've got the vertical on YouTube going now. Let me just see if I get the other couple going here. Okay, just getting the Instagram and Facebook streams started. All right, looks like we got the Instagram going. The last one here is going to be Facebook. All right, we're just getting the final stream going here. All right, everybody. We got all those other live streams going. We're on Facebook and Instagram now. Don't know if it's working or not. YouTube isn't looking that great when I check the vertical stream here. But we'll see how it goes, I guess. Yeah, Cloudflare is having issues, so it's screwing up the live streams, I think. Well, we'll let them go. We'll see what happens. Yeah. The stream's no good, I don't think. But I was going to let it go until it says it fails. So in the meantime, I'm just going to run this like normal and see how we go. The next portion of this live stream, if you're just joining us, is common red flags to help you identify if you're dealing with a scammer or not. So when we hear these victim stories, they all have common threads. And those common threads are red flags that they missed that could have helped them identify a scammer. So we put together some common red flags to help you identify and know when you're dealing with a scammer. So let's talk about red flag number 1. They try to direct you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue the conversation. Scammers love to use third-party chat apps because it's easier to communicate with victims in other countries. Also, it offers more anonymity for the scammer to hide behind. So if you're talking to a stranger on the internet and they try to get you to use Telegram or WhatsApp, be suspicious. Some scams, where that's part of the playbook, is romance scams. Scammers set up fake dating profiles, and they get matches on the site, and then they try to get their matches to continue talking on a third-party app like WhatsApp. There's wrong number scams, where it starts with a text message probing for victims. We're going to talk about those in a little bit. But as they talk to the victim, they try to get them to download WhatsApp and continue talking on there. And there's investment scams, where the scammers try to direct you over to Telegram or WhatsApp group to pump up an investment and make it appear like there's interest in it. So, big red flag if someone's asked you to continue a conversation on WhatsApp or Telegram. Let me know in the chat if you've encountered any of these red flags. And share some red flags, too, with us that you've been spotting and identifying in your own scams that you've been targeted with. The next red flag we're going to talk about, red flag number 2. And this is a big one. They request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, or depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. Scammers love getting paid in unusual forms of payment because it's easier for them to remove funds quickly, and it's also harder for victims to get the money back. Right? So if you're talking to somebody and they're telling you to purchase gift cards or prepaid cards or cryptocurrency, chances are it's a scam. Some scams are just part of the playbook are the government impersonation scams. The scammer impersonates the IRS, Social Security. They say that you owe money, and they tell you to go purchase gift cards or cryptocurrency. But that's a scam. Government organizations, they don't accept gift cards or cryptocurrency. So it's a big red flag if someone's telling you to go purchase gift cards. And we're going to see that popping up a lot through this live stream as we talk about more scams. Romance scams. Scammers often request gift cards or cryptocurrency from their emotionally attached victim. Right? The victim thinks that they're just sending a gift card to someone in a relationship with. But what they're really doing is they're sending money in a way where they're not going to be able to retrieve it. And a scammer knows that. And then bank impersonation scams, right? The scammer impersonates the bank and it convinces the victim to withdraw cash from their account, but then they tell them to purchase gift cards or deposit at a Bitcoin ATM. And those are always red flags. So that's red flag number 2. They request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. Be skeptical of all that stuff. And let me know you're watching in the chat in a live stream. Especially if you're on Facebook or Instagram. I have no idea if the stream is working. Bear with me one sec. Go up to our next red flag in a second. Just checking on the other streams real quick. All right. The streams look like they're going, but I don't know if they're any good. Let me know in the chat if you're on Instagram, Facebook, how they're doing. And if they're not working, go check us out on YouTube. Let's put a comment in there so you could... Where'd it go? Okay, let's continue with these red flags. Red flag number 3. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone via text message. It's a very common scam. A lot of times what they're trying to do is they're just trying to open an account using your phone number. Or they're trying to log into one of your accounts that's attached to your phone number. If you provide them that code, you're letting them in. Just to go into a little bit more detail about how that works. If they're trying to log into one of your accounts, what will happen is your phone's going to get a code as a security measure. If you turn around and give them that code, you just let the scammer into your account. And that's a common scam that we see on marketplace websites like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. The scammer, they'll impersonate a seller or a buyer, and they'll say something like they want to confirm your phone number or identity. Right? But what they're really trying to do is they're trying to log into one of your accounts or create an account. They might be trying to reset one of your passwords. If you give them the code, you let them reset your password. But another thing is they might be trying to create a Google Voice account so they could use that with their other scams. And what they do is they link it to your phone. So it's a fraudulent Google Voice account. And then they could go scam other people with an account that's attached to your phone. All right. So you never want to give a code to a stranger that's asking for it. A stranger that's claiming that they sent a code to your phone. This red flag number 3. Don't fall for it. Hey Dave, welcome to the live stream. Had a bunch of technical difficulties which might still be happening on Facebook and Instagram right now. Not really sure. I think there's like Cloudflare outages or something going on. But you found the right live stream that is working, which seems to be the YouTube widescreen one, so... Let's talk about red flag number 4. They ask to connect to your PC to assist or investigate an issue. Stealing a victim's logins and passwords on the PC. It's a gold mine to these scammers, because once they get onto a victim's PC, they could steal logins and passwords. They could steal or encrypt the victim's files, hold them for ransom. They could attempt to access the banking websites of a victim. They could access the PC later by installing software on it. It's no good. You never want to let these scammers onto your device. So it's a big red flag if somebody's asking to connect to your device. Some scams, right, it's part of the playbook, is fake virus alerts and tech support scams. They impersonate tech support, assisting with a virus to gain access to your PC. Or fake order scams. They impersonate customer support and to assist you with an order, and they ask for access to your PC. Or a fake fraudulent activity. They call you up, they impersonate an agency investigating fraud, and they'll ask to access your PC to check your bank accounts. But it's all a scam. They're trying to get onto your device. So it's a big red flag. Only let trusted people onto your device. People you know and trust. Your designated computer technician. That's red flag number 4. Let me know how you're doing in the chat. Mainly to YouTube live stream, because I think the other live streams are not working so great right now. Let's check out our last red flag here. Red flag number 5. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. It's common for scammers to ask for confidentiality. They don't want you to discuss the situation with other people. The more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam. All right? So it's a big red flag when someone's asking you for confidentiality or secrecy. Some scams, that's part of the playbook. Grandparent scams. We're going to talk about those in a little bit. It's when they say a relative has been arrested, needs money, but they say that they're embarrassed about their arrest, so not to tell anybody. That's the red flag. They're asking for secrecy. Investment scams. They'll say they have an inside tip, not to tell anybody. A price is just for you. Don't share it with anybody. It's all part of the scam. They just don't want you talking to anybody. Inheritance scams. We're going to show you an example of this later on in the live stream. They mail letters impersonating law offices regarding inheritance, and the letter will request confidentiality. We'll show you an example of that in a little bit later. And of course, the fake fraudulent activity. When they're impersonating an agency, investigating fraud, they'll tell you not to discuss it with anybody because it's an open investigation. But that's part of the scam. They just want to keep you quiet so you don't talk to anybody. So that's 5 red flags to deal with a scammer. Again, we see those red flags all the time when we're reading about a victim's story. How y'all doing tonight? Let me know you're watching. The vertical live streams still don't seem too great right now on Instagram, on Facebook. But you could hop on YouTube and check us out there. So that was 5 red flags. You're dealing with a scammer. We have a video about this on our YouTube channel too, so you go check out that video later, share it with some friends and some little ones, make them aware. Everybody, this is usually a portion of the live stream. Take a quick 5-minute coffee break. And I'll tell you, I need it after all these technical issues. Still doesn't look like the vertical live stream's going too great right now. Yeah, we're starting problems with the vertical stream here. Hey, John, how's the Cloudflare thing doing? Is it still status issues over there? Yeah, the live stream just ended on Facebook. Damn. All right. All right, everybody, stand by. Could go fill my coffee cup, and it looks like we're just using the one YouTube live stream this evening. Thank you, Cloudflare, for blowing up the internet. How's Cloudflare looking over there, John? Any updates? All right, people, how we doing? All right, everybody. Let's continue with the second portion of our live stream here. Unfortunately, we're not streaming on Facebook or Instagram. There's some internet issues, but we're still here on YouTube. So make sure to say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Hit that thumbs up button. Give us a like. Let's see if we get some more people into the live stream. Still got a lot more good stuff coming up. We're about ready to go over a whole bunch of common scams, show you some examples, and all important to be aware of here. So let me know you're watching the chat. Say hello. Share your experience. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure to go to our website, join our free mailing list, scamware101.com. Hit join mailing list. We'll send you some useful scam awareness tips and other good stuff. And you could also get Scamware 101 travel mug or coffee mug on our YouTube store. So go check that out, buy some stickers, and help support our mission here. All right, so let's talk about some common scams. We're going to start with grandparent scams. Grandparent scams, first of all, everybody should be angry at these scammers. They're targeting your loved ones. They're targeting your grandparents. And if you're the grandparents, they're using your kids to trick you. So it's a very heinous scam. And it's basically when scammers, they'll call and they'll impersonate a distressed relative, claiming to have been arrested and needing financial help. Victims, usually seniors, act quickly to assist their loved ones. The scammers will often impersonate law enforcement, court personnel, and lawyers to extract even more money from the victim. Right. And that's why it's called the grandparent scam. Because when they call you and they impersonate your daughter or your granddaughter, your son or your grandson, and you might be thinking to yourself, how could you fall for something like this? All right, well, we have a video of one of these scams in progress. So I'm going to play it for you right now. But let me preface it a little bit here. So this is actually a scammer in the Dominican Republic. He does grandparent scams. And he's known as an opener. He's the guy that calls the victim. And he actually impersonates their loved one. He impersonates their daughter, their granddaughter. And he opens the scam. And then when he has the victim on the hook, he says, okay, stand by. We're going to call you back. And then he has the closers call back and extract as much money as they can from the victim. But let's take a look at this video. This video was actually recorded from the scammer's webcam. A scam baiter known as Scam Sandwich. Look him up on YouTube for the full video. He actually hacked into the scammer's computer and he recorded his webcam while he did a grandparent scam. So watch this video and maybe you'll understand a little bit more how someone could fall for this and think that it's actually their daughter or loved one.
Oh, Mom, I had a car accident.
Huh?
I had a car accident, Mom.
Is this Linda?
It's me, Linda.
Where are you?
I got a car accident.
What happened?
I'm gonna put the officer on. I got arrested.
You got arrested?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, are you Linda's mom?
Yes.
What I'm gonna need you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down Linda's case number, ma'am. I need you to hurry up, please, ma'am.
Case number?
It's the number 2.
2?
The letter B as in boy. Can you read that back to me?
2, B.
Now, I'm gonna read what's going on, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Linda was involved in a car accident. It was stated in the police report. She admitted that was her fault. While she was driving, she was using her phone. That's what caused the accident, ma'am, okay?
Oh, man.
The woman that was driving the other vehicle was 7 months pregnant. We had to rush her into the nearby hospital. She might lose her baby.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, we actually confiscated her cell phone for legal evidence, so she cannot receive or cannot make calls. This is going to be her only last call. Are you with me, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Now, she actually wrote a note down here saying that she didn't want anyone to know about this. Let's honor her wish for right now because it's too much for her right now. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
What I'm going to need you to do, ma'am, is stay by the phone and wait for the lawyer to call, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, ma'am.
All right, bye.
So that was the actual scammer, one of his grandparent scammers, trying to trick an older lady into thinking that their loved one was in jail. And you can see how for the first, he only spends 20 seconds impersonating the granddaughter. And he does it in like a way where it's crying, and it could be anybody, right? But he does it so quick that, and then he switches over and starts impersonating a police officer, right? So I could see how someone could fall for this, right? Or how someone, an older person unaware of this type of scam could fall for this. They get worried that their granddaughter's in jail. They think they just talked to him or heard him crying, right? So it could be a scary situation. And that's what scammers do. They mess around with people's emotion and try to create urgency and fear and to rush you into giving them money. So anyway, again, this was a scammer from the Dominican Republic. And these grandparent scams, a lot of them are coming out from that area. Not just that area, but we know that it is a hotspot for these grandparent scammers. And we have an article here from New Jersey that actually it was an indictment of some of these Dominicans. I don't know if it was one of the one, if it was the one we just watched, but they describe what was going on to a T though. So according to the indictment, the conspirators engaged in a long-running grandparent or family in need of bail scam against hundreds of seniors across the United States, including New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. Right, hundreds of seniors. As detailed in court filings, member of the conspiracy referred to as openers, and that's the guy we just watched, he's an opener, called elderly victims in the United States and impersonated the victim's children, grandchildren, or other close relatives. Typically, the victim was told that their grandchild had been in a car accident, was arrested in connection with an accident, and needed help. All right, so that's exactly what we just watched this guy do. That's this scammer's whole MO. Once openers tricked the victims, so once this guy tricked the victims into believing their loved ones were in dire trouble, others working at the call centers, known as closers, allegedly impersonated defense attorneys, police officers, or court personnel and convinced victims to provide thousands of dollars in cash to help their loved ones. All right, and the thing about this scam, they don't just stop when the victim pays one fee. They just keep on calling up and impersonating a different agency. They call up once, we're the defense attorneys, send us money. They call up again, we're the police officers, send us money. They call up again, we're the court personnel, send us money. Right? They call up again, we're the bail bondsman or whatever, send us money. Right? They just keep making up things until there's no more money to take. And they clear her out. They clear out your grandma. Right? Hashtag stop scamming grandma. It's not right. So that's a grandparent scam. Be aware of it. If you have kids or grandchildren, be aware of this scam because you might be targeted. And if you have grandparents or older parents, reach out and let them know about this scam because it's a thing. It's happening. And once these scammers get your money, it's too late. It says a grandparent scam. Next scam we're going to talk about. By the way, let me know in the chat if you've encountered these grandparent scams, and say hi in the chat if you're watching. Let me know you're here. I'm not really monitoring the viewer count, but let me know if you're here watching in the chat. Let me know what scams you want to hear about. And make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Give us a like and subscribe. Help us spread awareness of these scams. So fake order scams or fake purchase scams. These are extremely common right now. Victims receive a fake notification that an order was made under their account. When the victim calls to dispute the fake order, a scammer impersonates customer support and attempts to steal their personal financial information. A lot of times they'll try to connect to your PC too. And how this works is, well, first of all, you're being targeted from all directions from this scam. Right? There's fake order text messages, fake order emails, fake order phone calls. So it's super important to be aware of this scam since we're being targeted in so many ways. And in fact, some of the headlines we discussed were examples of these fake order and fake purchase scams. And but lucky for you, we have a ton of examples to share with you of each of these. All right, so let's start with a fake order scam text message. And you might have even received this text message. It's extremely common. It was reported to me multiple times by people. And what this text message does is it's impersonating Apple. It comes in, it says there's been a purchase using your Apple Pay. It says you purchased $143 at an Apple store. And then it says, call immediately to cancel this charge. Right? But if you call that number, you'll be connected to a scammer. It's actually a trick. This isn't a real notification. It's a fake order notification. And that's the whole idea of these, is they want to trick you into calling the number to dispute it. So you'll get an email that says an order was placed and they call a number to dispute it. You'll get a text message that says an order was placed, call this number to dispute it. But if you call a number, you'll be connected to scammers. So it's important to be aware of this scam. So this is the text message version of it. But I mentioned you're being attacked from all angles, right? So let me play you a couple phone call versions of this. The first one, they impersonate Amazon and claim a MacBook Pro was purchased on your account. And then they tell you to press 1 to dispute the charge. But it's a scam. If you press 1, you get connected to a scammer. All right, so let's take a listen to that phone call and let me know in the chat if you've ever received a phone call like this before.
This call is to authorize the payment of $1,499 for the recent order of Apple MacBook Pro on your Amazon account. If you do not authorize this payment, please press 1 to speak to our customer support representative.
Yeah, so the idea is you pick up the phone, you get that call. Oh, what? MacBook Pro, $1,400. I didn't do that. And you press 1 to dispute it. But that's what the scammer wants you to do, because you'll be connected to a scammer and then they're going to try to steal all your financial details. The second example is fake order scam phone call. This one impersonates Walmart and claims a PlayStation was purchased under your account. Also, what's interesting about this one is it doesn't leave a phone number to call. It just tells you to call the number displayed, which is always a red flag. If you get voicemails or a robocall saying to call the number displayed, they don't even leave behind a real phone number. It's a scam. All right. But anyway, let's listen to this example of another fake order scam call. And again, this one impersonates Walmart and claims that you purchased a PlayStation 5, and it tries to trick you into pressing, or it tries to trick you into calling back to dispute it.
We are trying to contact you concerning an unverified purchase of PlayStation 5 Special Edition bundled with Pulse 3D headset being ordered from your Walmart account for an amount of $859.50. If you did not authorize this transaction or wish to cancel, please press 1 or return our call on same number at your earliest convenience.
Yes, that one tells you to press 1 or call back the number shown. But if you do, you'll be connected to a scammer. And that's how this scam works. So I showed you a text message version of the scam. We just listened to 2 phone versions of this scam. But what about email? Well, in that case, we have a story from a victim about an email version of these fake order scams. A 23-year-old Lincoln woman reported losing $4,100 after falling victim to an identity fraud scam in July. The scam began on July 17th with an email claiming she had purchased an iPhone. Right, so there's the fake order notification. An email comes in, tells her she purchased an iPhone. The woman called the number provided in the email to dispute the purchase and was told she had multiple open accounts in her name across various states. Well, that's the scammer, right? She called the number to dispute it, but that's the whole scam. She thinks that she's calling Apple, but she's actually calling a scammer. She gets connected to the scammer, and they go into that whole narrative about your identity's been stolen, somebody has access to your account, your money's not safe, you need to transfer it, you need to withdraw it. Right? And she's tricked into withdrawing $3,600 from her account and sending gift cards. She went to Walmart and she purchased gift cards and she sent them pictures of the gift cards. Right, so a bunch of red flags here. We talked about the gift cards earlier. Right? It's always a red flag when somebody's telling you to purchase gift cards. But this is just another example of these fake order scams, the email version. She got the email, said she purchased an iPhone, which she didn't. Right? And there was no iPhone purchase. It was a fake notification the whole idea is to trick her into calling that number and talking to a scammer. And it worked in her case. She lost $4,100. So that's a fake order scam. Be aware of it. Stay vigilant. If you just joined us, say hi. Let me know you're watching the chat. Let me know what scams you want to hear about. A lot of scams we're talking about this evening, we have videos about too. So after the live stream, you can go check out the videos on our YouTube channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you haven't hit like yet, hit that like button. We're going to keep talking about some more scams here. Dave mentions he gets emails saying someone's trying to access your Steam and Apple accounts, and I don't have any of them. Yep. It's a numbers game. They just send out the same emails. They send out the same emails to hundreds of thousands of people, and they know some people will have a Steam account. Some people will have an Apple account. So it's a numbers game. The same with the text messages. You get text messages all the time for services you don't have or use. I get those Netflix emails saying there's billing issues with Netflix. I don't have Netflix under my account, so I shouldn't be getting emails like that. I'll tell you what I did get the other day. I got a phone call the other day of a scammer impersonating Coinbase, and they knew my name and they knew the state I was in. So they knew a few things about me, and they told me somebody logged into my account from Mexico, and then we ended up hanging up on me when I asked them some questions. But yeah, they were impersonating Coinbase. They knew things about me, and that's because that data breach that happened years ago. I think a couple of years at this point. There was a data breach at Coinbase, and that's why people that have Coinbase accounts, they get targeted so many times with fake emails that impersonate Coinbase, and now phone calls that impersonate Coinbase. The scammers, they know that you had an account with them a lot of times too, which is the opposite of your case, right? Sometimes these scammers, it's a numbers game. They're just sending out emails to hundreds of thousands of people, knowing some of them will have an account. But in the case of Coinbase, because of a breach, they actually have a list of customers to target, and that happens a lot with these scammers. They know a lot about people because of data breaches. The next scam we're going to talk about here, speaking of numbers game, this scam's actually a good example of it. These undeliverable package scams. This when victims receive the fake notifications about undeliverable packages and are asked to click a link to resolve. The link opens a fake website impersonating UPS, FedEx, USPS. Any personal or financial details provided by the victim are stolen by scammers. There never was a package. And this is a good example of a numbers game. They just send out hundreds of thousands of text messages, all saying the same thing. Sorry, a package has been delayed. In fact, let me show you examples. Here's one. The USPS package has arrived at the warehouse. It cannot be delivered due to incomplete address information. Please confirm your address. Then it has a link to a fake website. I'm just going to try to steal any info that gets entered. All right. Also, notice on this text message, there's an instruction at the end. It says, please reply yes, then exit and reopen the message. When you see an instruction like that at the end of a text message, it's a red flag. It's a scam. Scammers like to include that. They'll include that instruction to reply and reopen because they want you to reply. And also, if you reply, it's going to activate the link, making it easier to click. So a lot of times you'll see this instruction at the bottom of scam text messages, which is what you see here on this undeliverable package scam text message. Here's another example. This was actually a group text that was started, and it was named to USPS. They're just trying to make it stand out, I guess. Since the package does not have a house number, the package transportation is interrupted. Please update. And there's a link to the fake website. Sometimes the text message comes in with an attachment. Like in this example. Which, by the way, never open attachments, unsolicited attachments that you weren't expecting. In this case, it's an HTML file too. So, if you open an HTML file, it could have a virus, infected with a virus. But this is an example of these undeliverable package scams. A text message, it comes in as USPS's logo. Your package has arrived at the distribution facility, but we were unable to deliver it due to incomplete address information. Please click on the HTML file above to update your address. In this case, it's going to take you to a fake website, but worst case, it could give you a virus. So never open attachments like these that you weren't expecting. And by the way, FedEx, UPS, USPS, they don't send out text messages like this. So if you get any text messages like this, rest assured it's fake. Here's another one, has a USPS logo on it. Dear customer, your package has arrived at the distribution facility, but we were unable to deliver it due to incomplete address information. Please click on the PDF file above to update your address. But it's a scam. Don't open the attachment. If you did, go to a link or open the attachment. It might take you to a website that looks like this. It's pretty convincing too, right? It's got the logo, the colors, the fake tracking number. But any information you enter, shipping and payment information, it's going to get stolen. In fact, I do like to share a story about this undeliverable package scam. This was an article in Wired magazine last year. USPS text scammers duped his wife, so he hacked their operation. All right, so his wife fell for it, and I guess he was pretty good with tech, so he actually hacked the operation that was doing it. And this goes back to this numbers game to them. One of the first things he discovered when he infiltrated the scammers of these undeliverable package scams, one of the first things he discovered was they were sending 100,000 scam text messages per day. Right? They have the capabilities to send out hundreds of thousands of scam text messages. So that goes back to the whole numbers game thing. They know out of hundreds of thousands of text messages a day, some of those people are going to have the account that they're impersonating or fall for it. He also found out this was a Chinese language group behind that specific scam, but how many other groups are running the same scam? And he also found out that 438,669 credit cards were entered by victims. So that's almost 500,000 credit cards entered by victims. And that tells you, these scams are successful. They're working. They got 500,000 credit cards from victims, right? That's why scammers do this. They also said there was 50,000 email addresses, and some of them were even government and military emails. So everybody's falling for this scam. Undeliverable package scam. That impersonates USPS, FedEx. Don't fall for it. Be aware of it. There's also an email version too. I'm not going to go over the email version, but be aware if you get emails that claim you have undeliverable package, it's the same idea. Don't trust them. USPS, FedEx, they don't send out emails like this. Emails or text messages like this. We also have a video about this scam on our YouTube channel, so go check it out. Share it with a loved one. How y'all doing? Let me know you're watching. I know we still got Dave and John. Hopefully there's a few more other people out there. Unfortunately, we only got this one stream going because of technical difficulties earlier. Hey, John, if you're still watching, let me know what that Cloudflare stuff says. Maybe I'll try to... Nah, I'm not going to mess with those streams. It just is what it is. We got one stream going tonight. Next scam we're going to talk about, fake retail websites. This one we got to be aware of, especially with the holidays approaching. They're up all year round, but they definitely start picking up with the holidays towards the end of the year. These fake retail websites. Scammers create fake websites to sell products that are never delivered. Victims are lured in by unbeatable deals and lose money once they pay. These scammers often target holiday shoppers or those seeking trending items. What are those those toys that everybody has, Labulos or whatever those things are, right? Those are probably, I'm predicting this right now, those are probably going to be the hot item for Christmas, and there's going to be so many fake retail websites that are put up offering deals on all those Labulus or whatever, those little dolls that everybody seems to be talking about right now. So watch out for those, especially when the holidays come. But here's some examples of these fake retail websites. These are real screenshots. It was taken during Black Friday last year. Right, so you can see they had the Black Friday banner up there. And one of the big hints that this is a fake retail website is it's too good to be true. They're offering a $175 product, supposedly. You just pay for shipping $8. But it's a scam. If you enter your info, it's going to get stolen. Same thing with this heater. Portable heater, worth $175. Just pay shipping. But it's a scam. They'll steal any details you enter. We got the wireless earbuds. Because these were a hot item, right? So, of course, the scammers are going to work it into their scams. But it's a scam. Don't put any info. It'll get stolen. So, fake retail websites. You can land on them in a few different ways, too. Scammers could buy ads on Facebook, social media. Scammers could buy sponsored listings on Google. So the Google results will link to these fake retail websites. Emails, of course. You get emails that offering holiday deals. They'll link to these fake retail websites. All right, next game we're going to talk about. And I think we're going to wrap up the live stream early tonight just because we had so many technical issues and not really see many people here. Got the vertical stream going because of the Cloudflare, a restream issue, whatever. But this last scam is gift card received email scams. Right, if you get an email, claims you received a gift card, be suspicious. Can verify that's actually legit. And what I mean by that is, in this example, you can see you get a Venmo gift card email. It says your company has given you an employee rewards card. Activate your card today. And then it says a Venmo debit card. Right, but this is a scam. If you click activate your card today, it's going to steal your personal information. So what you want to do is you get an email claiming you received a gift card. Reach out to whoever it's supposedly from first. You're going to want to say thank you anyway, right? So reach out, verify that they actually sent it to you. In this case, you'd reach out to your employer and ask if they really sent you an employee rewards card. If it came from a family member, you reach out to them and say, hey, did you really send me a gift card or not? That's the gift card received scam. That's the email version. We're going to go over a snail mail version, maybe, later on the live stream, a postcard. Let me know you're watching. Say in the chat. I'm thinking about wrapping this up live unless we get some more people clicking like and talking in the chat. Looks like a slow night tonight. But I see there's a couple viewers watching, so let me know if I should keep going here. The Facebook live stream is having issues, and Instagram live stream, so we're just doing the YouTube one this evening. But if you're first time watching, say hi in the chat. Make sure to subscribe. We release scam awareness videos. Our goal is to spread awareness of common scams, so you protect yourself, protect your loved ones. Scams are a big problem. They're targeting individuals. There's not lots of resources out there for individuals, and it's important to spread awareness of these scams. You can join our free mailing list on scamaware101.com and click join mailing list, and we'll send you reminders when we're going live and when we add new content. You can also follow us on social media. Your favorite social media platforms: Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, YouTube. We're usually doing the stream on Facebook and Instagram, but again, technical issues tonight. I don't know. What do you think? Should I keep on going? I'll do a couple bit more. I'll do a few bit more. See if we if anybody else joins. So let's talk about some snail mail scams. That's always fun. You know, a lot of people, I think we've gotten so used to being scammed over the phone or an email that we forget that scammers still use the traditional mail and letters, you know, the post office to send out scams. And we have some examples of these scams to show you. In the first example, stick with the same theme of the free gift postcard scams. Oh, Dave, thanks, man. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. I'm going to keep going now. There we go. You give me a super chat, I can't just stop going now. I'm going to keep on going now. There we go. Appreciate that, man. Always appreciate you. So this free gift card scam, this is a snail mail version I'm going to show you. Basically, you receive a postcard in the mail, right? And it's offering you a free gift. In this case, in this example, they're offering a Bluetooth earbuds. And that shows how these scammers, again, they use those hot items, they mix them into their scams. This was the same example we had for the fake retail website, and now here's the example we have for the postcard. Right? Because the Bluetooth earbuds are a hot item. But if you scan the QR code, you know, receive this postcard, you scan the QR code, it's going to take you to a phishing website that captures your personal information, your name, address, Amazon login, credit card details. All right, so it's a scam. This will arrive right in your mailbox through the postal service. So these scams are still out there. Also, it's important to mention QR codes. Right? Always be suspicious of QR codes. You don't want to go... The best QR code, the safest QR code is one you don't have to even scan. And what I mean by that is you see the QR code on my screen, you know, scamaware101.com/donate. I have the URL right under the QR code. So you don't even have to scan the QR code. You can just go directly to the URL. And that's one way, you know, you could be a little bit more safe when it comes to QR codes. If you could avoid scanning them altogether, even better. You'll go directly to the website that's supposed to take you to. At the very least, preview where it's going to go. When you scan the QR code, there's usually an option on your phone to preview the link. But look, QR codes are the same as links. You can't just click any links. You always have to be suspicious of links, and the same with QR codes. So use them sparingly and only scan QR codes that you trust. And in this case, this is a scam, right? The next snail mail scam I'm going to show you is an inheritance scam. Inheritance scams are when victims are contacted with claims of a large inheritance from an unknown relative. But to claim it, they must pay fees or provide personal details. These scams exploit curiosity and greed to steal money and identity information. Well, here's an example of the snail mail version of this scam. And there's also digital versions, email versions of this too. But here's the letter that's actively circulating and targeting victims. And this letter has got fake letterhead. It says person at the law office, a logo. And basically it says that their client passed away 4 years ago due to COVID. You share the same last name with them, so you're entitled to a $10 million inheritance. All right, and the scammer, you know, claiming to be a law office, is offering to handle the law for you and expedite the process. And towards the end, it says this claim requires a high level of confidentiality. Right, so there's that red flag we talked about when they're requesting confidentiality or secrecy, right? And the thing about this letter is, again, this is November 29th, 2024, so this isn't even a year old. This scam is active and circulating. And the thing that was interesting about this letter is that the person it was addressed to, the last name of them, they made it match the supposed client who passed away. They give them the same last name. So when we did a quick Google lookup, for some of the text in this letter, we found right away found tons of people reporting receiving the exact same letter, except that it was the last name was swapped out to match them as a target. So just because it has the last names doesn't mean that it's legit. Just because it's like personalized and they knew who to address it to and the last name of it doesn't make it any more real. All right, so be aware of this inheritance scam. Oh, by the way, how this inheritance scam works is they trick you into paying taxes and fees on the inheritance first before receiving it. You pay the taxes, you pay the fees, they take that money, and there's no inheritance. You never get anything. So, and again, they're saying it's a $10 million inheritance or $10.8 million inheritance, right? So the taxes and fees on that, it's probably 0.8, right? Or a million, a couple million, maybe even. So the scammers make out pretty good for someone that falls for this scam. But again, the whole point of it is this is an inheritance scam, and this is a snail mail version of it. It's a letter that's circulating, and just because you receive a letter in the mail with this fancy letterhead that looks all legit doesn't mean it's real. Make sure to Google it, look it up. One Google search is all it took, and we found plenty of people reporting this as a scam. Another scam we're going to talk about, a snail mail scam. We did a video about this one. It's on our YouTube channel. It's these secret shopper or mystery shopper scams. And what's been interesting is we've been actually getting a lot of recent comments on our video about this scam from people who received this same letter or similar in the mail. And the thing that's unique about this scam is it actually has a check included in the envelope with the letter. So you'll receive a letter that's impersonating Walgreens and CVS. It has a check enclosed. In this case, it was a $2,400 check. But there's, the amount could vary. We'll show you another example. It's like $1,900. So the amount could vary, but you get a letter. In the envelope is a check. And the letter claims that you've been selected as a secret survey, to do a secret survey and act as a mystery shopper at Walgreens or CVS. It instructs you to deposit the check at your bank and then go purchase, in this case, 4 gift cards, 4 $500 gift cards. It says Apple gift cards. This scammer prefers Apple gift cards, or Razer gift cards, or Nike gift cards, or Steam gift cards, it says. So, but basically, they tell you to go to these stores, purchase the gift cards as a secret shopper, and then you send the gift cards to the scammer. You take pictures, you send them to the scammer, and you get to keep $400 or $450 as your commission, right? So you think you already have check in hand, you already deposit it at the bank, you think, great. You go purchase the gift cards, you're all done, made $450, all is well, except 2 days later, the bank bounces the check, it gets returned to you, you get hit with a fee for depositing a bad check, and you're out $2,000 because you purchased $2,000 worth of gift cards and sent them to the scammer. And his check was no good. All right, so that's how this scam works. The check's going to bounce. Just because you get a check in the mail and the bank lets you deposit it, that doesn't mean it's good. It can still bounce in a couple of days. And in this letter, as part of the instructions, that's what the scammers tell you to do. They tell you to deposit a check, and then they say within 24 hours, complete the purchase. Because they know the clock's ticking. Once you deposit that check, they only got, maybe 1 or 2 days before you're notified it's a fake check or a bad check. But there's that red flag, too, about the gift cards, though. Any mention of gift cards, purchasing gift cards, it needs to set off red flags in your mind. Because scammers love gift cards. Anytime gift cards gets brought up or mentioned, you must ask yourself, wait a minute, is this some kind of scam? Why are gift cards being brought up? Here's another example of a letter. Same deal. It comes with the check enclosed. Right, this one, in this case, it was $1,900, the enclosed check. And this one instructs you to buy 3 gift cards and then keep $400 as commission. A little bit different. This scammer only wants Apple gift cards. So they instruct you to go buy 3 Apple gift cards. Yep, and yep, exactly, Dave. You get hit with fees too for depositing a bad check. A couple days later when it gets bounced. Just to add insult to injury. Not only to get scammed out of the money, but the bank hits you with a fee, right? And what's interesting about this letter is where the first example, it instructs you to either go to CVS or Walgreens to purchase the gift cards. This one has a whole list of stores you go to. They say go to Walgreens, Best Buy, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, Family Dollar, Meijer, Kroger, Safeway, Dollar General, Walmart, Speedway, Albertsons. Right? It lists a whole bunch of different stores to go and purchase these gift cards at. But this scammer only wants Apple gift cards. Whereas the other one, they said Apple, Razer, Nike, Steam. And again, the whole thing about this scam, it comes with a check enclosed with the letter. But that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that you're good. You got to wait for that check to clear. It's not going to clear. Banks get hit with fees. So again, we did a video about this scam. Check it out on our YouTube channel. Share it with a loved one. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet to our YouTube channel. And help us out. The more likes we get, the more subscribers we get, the more it helps spread awareness about these scams, which is our goal here, spreading awareness of scams. So those are some snail mail scams. How are we all doing out there? Let me know in the chat you're watching. We got some super thanks today from Dave. You can hit that thanks button. Appreciate it so much. Anybody else wants to throw me a couple bucks, get that thanks button here. Or you could go to scamware101.com/donate. You can help support the mission. Keep us going. We have some services we're going to start offering soon to try and get some income coming in over here as far as keeping the operation going. So we'll have some exciting news coming up about that probably in a week or so. We're going to offer group presentations, one-on-one presentations if you want. For a fee, of course. But we're still doing the free weekly live streams, and the mission's always to spread awareness of scams. But anyway, we'll have some exciting information coming up about those services, hopefully in a week or two. Go join our free mailing list as well. Scamaware101.com and hit join mailing list. We'll see some scam awareness tips, reminders when we're doing our live streams, when we post new content. And make sure to follow us on your favorite social media: Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky. We're on them all. We need to get our followers up on Facebook. So if you have Facebook, you don't follow us yet, hop on over to facebook.com/scamaware101. We're going to keep on going with some common scams. Looks like we've got a couple more viewers here, so things are picking up. Maybe we'll get a little boost from the West Coast this evening. Next scam we're going to talk about. Arrest warrant scams. We also did a video about this scam too, and we go into a little bit more detail and share some clips of warnings that are coming out of sheriff's departments and local law enforcement about this scam. These arrest warrant scams, how they work is a victim is contacted by a scammer impersonating law enforcement. The scammer claims an arrest warrant was issued and fines must be paid to resolve it. The scammer then threatens the victim with arrest if fines aren't paid immediately. And that could be a scary situation for someone if they don't realize it's a scam, especially if the caller ID is showing the sheriff's phone number. Right? We always have to remember that. The caller ID could be manipulated by scammers. We know that they're doing it. They'll call you up. It's called spoofing. They spoof the number on caller ID, and it'll look like it's a sheriff's phone number. So you think you're talking to the sheriff, but it's a scam. Don't trust it, right? And it could be a scary situation. You think there's an arrest warrant. It's going to be issued. They'll say sometimes that you missed jury duty or a summons, right? And they'll say that, hey, if you don't pay right now, we're sending over deputies to arrest you. So it could be a scary situation. That's how arrest warrant scams work. So don't fall for them. Again, we have a video about those where we share some examples. They even send you fake paperwork that looks like there's going to be a warrant issued. So be aware of it. And don't fall for it. Somebody's calling you up saying there's an arrest warrant. Next scam, got to watch out for bank impersonation scams. These are rampant. They're targeting you, with emails, claiming that they're from the bank. They're targeting you with text messages, claiming to be from the bank. Phone calls, claiming to be your bank. Right? You have to be aware of that. And a lot of these phone calls coming from scammers that impersonate the bank. The phone number shown on caller ID, it'll show your bank's phone number. And we know that. We know that for a fact. We're getting lots of warnings from banks about these impersonation scams, that the scammers call up and the caller ID says TD Bank or Wells Fargo, right? And the victim thinks they're talking to the bank. But that's how the scam works. Scammers impersonate the bank, usually claiming suspicious activity was detected under a victim's account. Victims are then tricked into withdrawing and transferring funds to the scammers. Again, the caller ID might even display the bank's phone number. Here's an example of a text message scam impersonating TD Bank. Did you attempt a transaction for $250 at Walgreens? Reply yes if recognized or no if not. But this is a scam. And right before the person who provided this example to me, right before they received this text message, they also received a phone call. And they didn't answer a phone call, but it showed TD Bank's phone number. So in the case of this scam, the scammer tried him first over the phone and showed TD Bank's phone number on caller ID. And then they tried to get him with a text message impersonating TD Bank. So these scammers, they'll try multiple ways to get you. And a couple red flags, how you can identify that this is actually not from the bank, is one, it came from a phone number instead of a short 5-digit phone number. Right? Those short code numbers that send you a text sometimes, there's only 5 digits. Usually if it was from the bank, it would have been one of those short codes, not a full phone number like this. Also, the capitalization is strange. The T in transaction is capital for no reason. The N in not is. There's a strange capitalization. Right? And the third one is it doesn't indicate the account. Usually it would indicate the account by saying like the last 4 digits or something like that. But in this case it didn't. So those are some red flags that this was a scam text message. And again, it came in right after a phone call that impersonated the bank too. So need to watch out for these bank impersonation scams. Always hang up. Tell them, okay, I'll call you back. Hang up and call your bank back directly. Again, even if the caller ID makes it look like it's the bank, even if they know things about you, don't trust it. Hang up and call your bank back directly if you're concerned that it's real. I'm going to take a quick coffee break here, and then we're going to continue. Got some good ones coming up momentarily. How y'all doing out there? So we've got 6 people on here watching. Let me know what scams you want to talk about. Let me know how you found us. Say hi in the chat. Let me know what you're watching. Usually we have some multiple live streams going, but there was a bunch of technical difficulties earlier. I'm blaming Cloudflare for that. So unfortunately, our vertical stream wasn't working correctly, which means Facebook stream wasn't up, Instagram stream wasn't going, but we're still here on YouTube. So I'm glad you found us on here. And say hi in the chat. Let me know what scams you want to talk about. Let me know how you found us. And yeah, if you're just joining us, I'm Jared with Scamware 101. Our goal is to spread awareness of common scams. And that's why we do this live stream. Every week, we go over about 20 different types of common scams, share examples of them, email examples, phone call examples, text message examples, all common scams you need to be aware of and watch out for. Because it's a big problem. And it's only going to get worse with AI. Earlier when we were going over the headlines, we talked about how scammers were using AI to clone people's voices now and impersonate relatives, swap out their face for video calls. It's so hard to verify who you're actually talking to now because of AI and technology. And again, scammers manipulate what the caller ID could show. They'll show someone else's phone number. Emails, of course. You get an email that's from a scammer, and they make it look like it's from somebody else, from your bank. There's so many ways that the scammers are targeting you. And we still have a lot more examples coming up. And a lot more scams we're going to be talking about this evening. We're going to be talking about tech support scams. Tons of examples of these fake virus pop-ups and alerts to share with you. We're going to be talking about road toll scams. You know, how many of you have been getting text messages claiming that you have an unpaid road toll or a ticket with the DMV? We're seeing lots of those circulating now. We got wrong number scams that we're going to talk about. It's actually our most popular video on our YouTube channel is wrong number scam video that we did. It's almost got 100,000 views. It's going to be our first video to break 100 views. 100K, 100,000 views. So all good scams come up to continue to talk about. All important to know of and be aware of because they're all active scams that are circulating now. So make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You know, again, a lot of these scams we have videos about too. You can check out later and share with loved ones. And let us know in the chat that you're watching. Let us know how you found us. You can join our free mailing list by going to scamware101.com and clicking join mailing list. So make sure to do that if you haven't yet. And you can follow us on your favorite social media platforms. Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, YouTube. I see Megan is watching. Awesome. Bennett is watching this evening too. We featured Bennett on our Facebook page. So if anybody wants to see a cute picture of Bennett watching our live stream, go check it out on our Facebook page. No, actually, in fact, I'll share it with you real quick. This is our Facebook channel right here. There's Bennett, first picture. Hey, Bennett. I wonder if his ears are perking up. Hey, Benny. Hey, buddy. Hey, Bennett. That's our #1 fan. That's our mascot, Bennett. Head on over to our Facebook page. Give him a like. Anyway. All right, cool. We're going to take a quick coffee break, get recaffeinated for you, and we're going to keep on going. You know, I was thinking about ending the stream early, but, you know, Dave did a $10 super thanks, and it changed the whole vibe. So I'm going to keep going. So y'all could thank Dave for the rest of this live stream. The rest of this live stream has been sponsored by Dave. Let's put it that way. All right, going to fill up the Scamware 101 coffee mug. You get your own on our YouTube store too, so check that out. We'll be back in 5 minutes, and we're going to some more common scams to be aware of. All right, cool. We're going to keep going here. If you just joined us, say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. I see we got John back. He says, hello, I'm back. Was on a lengthy phone call. All good, man. All good. Was it with Cloudflare? Was it fixing Cloudflare's problem? Did they call you? If you're just joining, say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Hit that thumbs up. We still got about another hour left, I think. We'll go for about another hour or so. Lots of scams to still discuss and good stuff coming up here. And if you're just joining, again, my name is Jared from Scamware 101. Our goal is to spread awareness about common scams so you can protect yourself, protect your loved ones from becoming a victim. So we do this live stream as part of that mission, and we do this live stream every week, then share examples of scams and show you screenshots of scam emails and scam text messages and play some scam phone calls. We just went over a lot of good stuff. So, but we still have some more to come up. And we're going to start talking about tech support scams next, which there's definitely been some headlines recently about these tech support scams. Important to be aware of. A lot of older folks are falling for this one, but really everybody is could fall victim to this one. Before we go into that, take a minute and hit that thumbs up button so we get some more people in here. And if you're just joining, hit that join mailing list button on scamaware101.com. You can join our free mailing list. We'll send you some scam awareness updates and some reminders when we're going live. We won't abuse the privilege. We promise you can unsubscribe at any time. But scamaware101.com, hit join mailing list. And let me know in the chat what scams you want to talk about, what scams you're being targeted with. But right now, we're going to talk about tech support scams. We have a video about tech support scams too. All the examples we're about ready to go over, we have in that video, so you can share that with a loved one as well. So make sure to check out that one or later on. But tech support scams. Victims receive a fake virus alert on their device and are tricked into calling a fake tech support phone number. The victim is unknowingly connected to a scammer who requests access to the victim's device. The scammer then steals personal and financial information from the victim. But the key point here is that the way tech support scams work is you're tricked into talking to a scammer who's impersonating tech support. And a lot of times they trick you into calling these phone numbers with a fake virus alert that everybody's susceptible to. You could be browsing the internet, whether you're on an iPhone or your Windows computer, an Android device. It doesn't matter. Anything you're browsing the internet on, you could get one of these fake pop-ups that says, hey, you have a virus. Call this number. But it's a scam. And we have a bunch of examples to show of that scam. But one other thing to remember about these tech support scams is there has been cases where they'll call you. They've called victims and they've said, I'm with Microsoft and received an alert, or I'm with your tech support company and received an alert. They'll call up and they'll impersonate these companies and claim that there's something going on with your computer, that they got an alert. And then they offer to connect to your device. So, but what we're going to show you are examples of these fake alerts, these fake virus alert pop-ups. And I'm going to start with some generic ones, just to give you an idea of what we're talking about here, and then I'll show you some more convincing ones. But look, you'll be browsing the internet, mind your own business, then boom, warning, 5 viruses detected. Big scary red letters, right? It says call us immediately, and has a number listed. But that's the scam. If you call that number, you'll be connected to a scammer. And they'll put a list of scary things that are going to happen if you don't call, right? Because as we mentioned earlier, scammers use fear. They use fear to create urgency. And they don't want you to stop and think, oh no, I have a virus, I better call this number. Right? But that's what they want. There's another one. Warning, check your computer now. What to do? Call this number immediately. Data exposed to risk. Your credit card details, your email passwords, your Facebook, your private photos, right? All scary stuff. So they're trying to scare you into calling this number immediately. You call that number, you get connected to a scammer. Warning, your computer may be infected. Big red letters. To remove viruses, call tech support now. But it's a scam. You call, you get connected to a scammer. They'll impersonate tech support, but once you're connected, they'll ask to connect to your device, and that's bad. It's all downhill from there. When they connect to your device, there's nothing good coming from that, as we mentioned earlier. Right, so those are just some generic versions of what these fake virus alerts you get are, but let me show you some more convincing ones. This one impersonates McAfee antivirus. And you could tell, right, it's actually a web page that's just designed to look like a virus pop-up. Right, but if you're not really computer savvy or you have McAfee, right, and you're thinking, oh, McAfee just gave me an alert, I better call. Right, but this is a scam. Right, you'll be connected to a scammer. And one of the big giveaways that it's a scam is that it includes a phone number to call. A real virus alert won't have a phone number to call. That's not what they do. Right, it'll pop up, it'll say a virus, it'll say, you click here to scan, but it's not going to have a phone number to call. And that's the big giveaway that this is a fake virus alert. Right, but you can see how it's convincing. It's got the logo, the colors. Right, then you got this one. It impersonates Norton by Symantec. Same deal. It's got their logo, right? Colors. It looks pretty convincing. They got the threats detected. Call support, right? And then system hard drive may fail. It's all scary stuff. That if someone sees a pop-up like this, they might just react out of fear and urgency. One of the interesting things about this fake virus alert is it says system critically infected. If you are not able to click on this button immediately, contact support. Right? And what's funny is if you try to click on that button, it wouldn't work. They designed it that way. So if someone tries to click on a button, oh, I better call support. It's just another sneaky way to try to trick you to call this fake support number. Right? And then you're connected to a scammer. It's a pretty convincing looking pop-up, right? And then let me show you a couple more here. This one impersonates Windows Defender. It's got the Microsoft logo. Contact Windows support. Right, the colors are right, and then it's got that pop-up with all the scary stuff. Access to this PC has been blocked for security reasons. Your computer has alerted us that it has been infected with a Trojan spyware. The following data has been compromised. It's email credentials, banking passwords, Facebook login. All scary stuff. But this is fake. This is fake. And it's designed to trick you into calling this number. If you call that number, you get connected to the scammer. And let me show you one more Windows Defender fake virus alert. It's got Microsoft's logo, Windows Defender logo. Right, could be very convincing. Access to this PC has been blocked for security reasons. Threats detected. Contact Windows support. If you call that phone number, connect to scammer. Right, so those are all fake virus pop-ups that are designed as part of tech support scams, where if you call that phone number, you'll end up talking to a scammer that's impersonating tech support. That's how these tech support scams work. And I mentioned earlier that everybody's susceptible to these. It doesn't matter if you're on an Apple device, a Windows device, or your iPhone, your desktop computer. And just a couple more examples on this scam. Here's the ones that target Mac and Apple users. Virus found. It's got the Safari logo. Right? So it's specifically targeting Safari users here. Apple firewall warning. Your computer has a serious virus. If you see this message, you should call Apple support at, and then it has the fake tech support number to call. There's that list of scary stuff. Data at risk, your credit card details and banking, your email password, your Facebook and Skype, your private photos. Your webcam could be accessed remotely. But then it says technicians are standing by to provide you free diagnosis. All right. And the same theme, big capital letters, all red, virus found. Your Mac computer has 13 infections. Call tech support as soon as possible. All right, so they're targeting Mac users and Safari users. All right, here's another one. Apple Care has the Apple logo. Please call Apple support. And it's got the fake number to call. Warning, macOS is infected. Show one more. Another one. Warning, macOS is infected with spyware. And it's got another Apple logo. Please call Apple support. And it's got the fake number. But that's a scam. It's a tech support scam. They're trying to trick you into calling a fake tech support number. And a scammer is going to try to get on your computer and steal everything you have. Once they're on your computer, they're going for your bank accounts. They're going to say, oh my God, somebody has stolen your identity. Log into your bank accounts. Let's check. And they're going to try to take all your money. They're going to try to trick you into withdrawing all your money. These tech support scams they're serious. These scammers, these tech support scammers, are ruthless. And again, like I said, a lot of older folks, they're the ones that fall for this one the most. So that's your parents, that's your grandparents. They're the ones losing all their money to these scammers. So those are tech support scams. Those are a bunch of fake virus alerts that you need to watch out for. And just a quick note again is these scammers have been known to call and impersonate these companies. They'll call and they'll say, "This is Microsoft and we received an alert," or "This is McAfee, we received an alert." You know, so they will impersonate tech support too on the phone. But at the end of the day, don't call phone numbers that pop up on your computer, especially if they're on a virus alert. A real virus alert wouldn't have a phone number to call. So that's a tech support scam. Watch out for them. We did a video about that one, and all the examples that we just shared are in that video too. Got my Scamware 101 coffee traveler's mug. Keeping my coffee nice and hot for me. Keep me caffeinated. Stays on my desk and reminds me, don't get scammed, right? Scamware 101. And you get those on my YouTube store. Check them out. Next scam we're going to talk about. Road toll scams. These have kind of evolved a little bit into DMV scams too. But we first reported on these road toll scams last year. And we were one of the first to report on it, and we shared so many examples of these text message scams that impersonate road toll service and claim you have a road toll to pay. Basically, the scammers impersonate road toll services like EasyPass, SunPass, Fast Track, and claim that an unpaid toll is due. Victims are usually contacted by text message or email containing a link to pay. However, the link opens a fake website designed to steal any personal or financial information entered by the victim. There never was an unpaid toll due. Also, keep this scam in mind too when the holidays come around or a long weekend. Scammers pick the scam up a little bit and increase it because no people are trying for holidays. I'm going to share some example of these with you. And look, just to give you an idea, these are just some of the agencies that these text messages have impersonated, but they've impersonated so many more. There's pretty much every state now. They're just impersonating the Department of Transportation of every state, Department of Motor Vehicles in every state at this point. So, I mean, originally they were impersonating SunPass, Peach Pass, Quick Pass, toll services like Easy Pass, or North Texas Tollway, Fast Track, Drive Easy Maryland, Easy Drive Massachusetts. Oh, was another one, right? And now the scammers just want to create. They impersonate all of them now. There's only a fraction of the agencies they're impersonating now. So at this point, if you get any kind of text message claiming to be the Department of Transportation or Department of Motor Vehicles, be suspicious of it. Definitely don't click any links. But here's some examples, right? You get a text message that says, "Pay your Fast Track lane tolls by January 24th to avoid a fine and keep your license." And that has a link to a fake website. It's a scam. And notice it has that instruction at the end too, the please reply yes and exit and reopen a text message. Again, that's common on these scam text messages that have that instruction at the end. Scammers want you to reply yes, and they want you to reopen the message after replying. It activates the link. And plus, they like to know that you read and replied to their text message too. So the best you could do when you get text messages scams like these, don't reply. Some people like to try and don't even bother messing with the scammer. The best thing is just don't reply, and usually there'll be a link that says like report it as junk and then delete it. Don't even engage. I'll show you a couple more examples of these road toll scams because you do have to watch out for these. Final warning: unpaid tolls, failure to pay, $3.99 may result in further penalties. Deadline March 12th. Right, so these are all recent. These are this year. Right, and then resolve payment, and then there's a link to the fake website. There's so many variations of these. Oops, wrong one. One sec. There's so many variations of scams. See, here's one. sec. I'm just pasting something here. Okay. See, here's another example. He's unpaid road toll. Scam text message. The toll roads notice of toll evasion. A little tongue twister there. You have an unpaid toll bill on your account. To avoid late fees, pay within 12 hours or late fees will be increased and reported to DMV. Right? So you get a little threatening sometimes saying you're reported to DMV. Has the link to the fake website. And there's that instruction at the again at the end. Please reply yes, then exit reopen. It's always a red flag when you see that on text messages. There you go. So when you get these, you hit the report junk link, if it's there. Don't even reply, don't even interact. In this example, you can see it came from a number in the Philippines. It's outside the U.S. So it's got the +63 prefix. But not all of them come from outside the U.S. Some come from inside too. They come from all over. It's wild. So again, these are all examples of unpaid road toll scams, fake road toll scam text messages. And look, there's been so many variations of this text at this point. I have some more to show you just to give you an idea. But here's one. This is Florida. Please pay your toll in Florida by January 22nd in order to avoid excessive late fees. It has a link to the fake website. There's an instruction at the end. Reply yes and reopen. All right. So at this point, they're impersonating every state. And the text messages, as you can see, they evolve, right? They change. Like here's one that says, Easy Drive MA reminder. So Easy Drive Massachusetts reminder. Your bill $6.99 is due soon. Please visit. And there's the fake website. That one came from the Philippines, outside the U.S. And here's another example where, like the undeliverable package scam we showed you earlier, here's a text message that just comes with an attachment. It's got a PDF file attached. It doesn't say anything else. It just comes with an attachment, right? You should never open an attachment from an unexpected attachment that comes from an unknown number, right? But if you had, it would look like this. They attached a PDF. Claims to be from the Toll Enforcement Authority. A Pay Now link. Right? But a whole bunch of stuff about how you could get additional fines and suspension, registration, and send to collections and affect your credit and all this scary stuff. But just pay $9.08. Just pay $9. Click this link. It's a scam. They're trying to scare you. Right? Well, and how many people see this? They say, it's just $9. I better pay it. Right? But they don't realize that they're thinking even if it's a scam, whatever, I just added $9. It doesn't work like that. Whatever payment info you put in, they're going to steal, and they're going to do a lot worse than just pay $9. So don't click these links. Just to kind of give you an example of what would happen if you did click one of these links. Because that's the whole point. We do it so you don't have to, right? Here's one for Washington State's Good to Go service. You get a text message from them, Washington State. It says you have a toll to pay. You click it. It takes you to a website like this. And it looks like the real website. It looks like a legit Washington State's Good to Go website, right? It's got the logo, the colors, the toll amount that you supposedly owe. Then you click payment. And any details you enter here, it's going to steal. Any credit card details, expiration date. Now, in some cases, what they'll do is they'll steal the first one they enter. But in other cases, sometimes, no matter what you enter, they'll just come back and say failed, use another card. And they'll just keep doing it. And you'll just enter all your credit cards into the form. Saying, why doesn't this one work? Why doesn't this one work? Why doesn't this one work? And they'll just keep on saying failed, please try a different card. Right? And next thing you know, you just gave them 5 or 6 credit card numbers or banking account numbers. And, they're sneaky. But anyway, don't fall for these unpaid road toll text messages. And there's so many of them going around. And and by the way, I mentioned earlier, they evolved, right, into these other scams now. So for a while, it was just these road toll scams that claimed that click here, you owe a toll, right? But now they kind of evolved to just be tickets in general. Now they're saying, here, let me show you an example here. Bear with me. Now they're claiming to be outstanding traffic tickets, not just tolls. So you might get one like this. Illinois Department of Vehicles, DMV, final notice, enforcement penalties begin. And this is as of our records show as of today you have an outstanding traffic ticket, right? And this claims to be from the DMV. If you do not complete payment by July 24th, because this is very recent, this is an example from this month. If you do not complete payment by July 24th, we will take the following actions. Report to the DMV violation database, suspend your registration, suspend your driving privileges. You may be prosecuted, your credit score. And then it's got a link to a fake website. And of course, at the bottom, reply yes and reopen this message. There's the red flag too. All right, but this is a very recent version, new version of this scam. It's not just unpaid tolls. Now they're just getting a hit saying you have traffic tickets. Right, you can see this example says Illinois. Here's another identical example, but it says Nebraska. So they're targeting multiple states. This one came from Philippines. It looks like +63 extension or prefix. Doesn't mean all of them do. So you can see how these road toll scams, how they evolved from being, oh, you have an unpaid road toll, click here, to, oh, you have an unpaid traffic ticket, click here. And scammers are able to send out hundreds and thousands of scam text messages a day. So how y'all doing out there? Let me know in the chat if you're watching. Hit that thumbs up. Give us a like if you haven't yet. You can also join our free mailing list, scamaware101.com, and click Join Mailing List. You can also follow us on your favorite social media platforms, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, YouTube. We usually have this stream go on Instagram and Facebook too, but there were some technical issues going on earlier, so we just got the one live stream going tonight here on YouTube. But if you're here, let us know how you found us. Say hi in the chat. You might have to open up the live stream in the app. Sometimes there's a button that says open an app. The next scam we're going to talk about wrong number scams. We have a video on this scam on our YouTube channel. It's actually the most popular video that we have. It's about ready to hit 100,000 views, which is crazy. This is going to be our first video to hit 100,000 views. But yeah, it was about wrong number scams. And what a wrong number scam is scammers reach new victims by sending text messages to random phone numbers. When someone replies wrong number, the scammer attempts to continue the conversation and build a trust with the victim. As trust is gained, this type of scam evolves into a romance or pig butchering scam that ultimately steals money from the victim, right? So how these wrong number scams work is they're a way for the scammer to reach new victims and build trust with the victim, right? And they use these wrong. If you ever wonder why you got so many text messages from wrong numbers, this is why. It's a scam. It's a common scam. And let me show you some examples of these scams. And what's important to acknowledge is this is the wrong number portion of this scam is how they first get the victim hooked, right? Once the victim's hooked, this evolves into some other scam, like a pig butchering scam or a romance scam. So the wrong number scam is what they use to hook the victim. And then they steal the money with a romance or pig butchering scam. But let me show you a couple examples just to give you an idea. These wrong number scams can start in any way. They can start with like, hello, is this Emma? Excuse me, is this Emma? Hey, Anna, I'm Josie. You just start with a text message that says hi, right? Because the whole point is it wants the person who receives it to be like, who is this? Right? And here's how some of those conversations might go. Starts off with, hi, Margaret, aren't you Lillian? Person replies back, I'm Izzy. Oh, I'm really sorry. I think I made a mistake between your number and Lillian's number. Hope I didn't disturb you. Person replies back, that's okay. At that point, conversation should end. But since this is a wrong number scam, the scammer's going to keep going. They're going to try to befriend the person now. Thank you for your understanding and patience. You're a kind person. I hope you have a good day today. I'm 36 years old. Would you mind telling me your age? Right? So now they're asking the person's age. And that's what you're going to see in these examples is that's what they do. When it's already been established, it's the wrong number, the conversation should end, the scammer keeps going and tries to get information about the victim. In this example, have a cup of coffee together sometime. Right? Completely out of blue. Person replies back, who is this? Right? Wrong number. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was Laura's number. I think I dialed the wrong number or area code. Hope I'm not bothering you. Person replies back, nah, you're good. Have a great day. Scammer comes back, thank you for your kindness to my situation. I just realized I entered the wrong area code. Where are you from? Right? So they try to keep the conversation going. It should have ended at wrong number. Yeah, but now they're asking, where are you from? Right? The last example asked your age. This one is asks where you're from. And what they'll do is they'll continue the conversation. They'll ask you more information about yourself, what's your name, right? And then what they'll do is they'll direct you to a third-party chat app to keep going, usually something like WhatsApp or Telegram. I'll show you a couple more examples here. This one started off with just hi. Person replies back, hi, who's this? I'm Karina, are you David? We met last week at Linda's party. You picked this number for me. Right? They always have some story. Hi, sorry, you have the wrong number. At that point, conversation should end. Establish the wrong number. Oh my gosh, I checked and found out I entered the wrong area code. I hope this doesn't bother you. Okay, that's no problem. All right, again, conversation should end. Whatever. Scammer keeps going. Thank you very much. You're a very friendly and polite person. I hope we can be friends. Nice to meet you. My name is Karina. What can I call you? Replied back Pat. You have a beautiful name. I am from Malaysia and currently living in Los Angeles. Where do you live? And it's going to go through emotions. It's going to ask your name, where you live, your age. And once it has that information, it's going to determine how to proceed. And a lot of times, this could be a bot. A lot of times, this is a bot. And depending on your answers, it'll determine what scam to use and assign a real scammer. Another example of these wrong number scams and bots is this one. Right? Sometimes they'll include an attachment. In this case, it comes in, hi Byron, I'm Jane, and it has a picture attached. Right? Clearly, they're trying to give a little incentive. That some people may, let me reply to this person. Right? But it's a scam. It's just another way to hook a victim in and get them to reply. All right. In this example, this targeted me. In this example, the message came in at 1:58 p.m. and it was a scam. Obviously, I don't reply. 4 hours on the dot at 5:58 p.m. Exactly 4 hours after not replying. 4 hours on a dot. I get a follow-up text. Have you gotten the pictures I sent? Right. So this is a bot. This is a bot that's programmed to send this message to hundred thousands of people. Hi Byron, I'm Jane, with the picture attached. Right? And that's programmed 4 hours later. If anybody doesn't reply, anybody who didn't reply, send another message. Have you gotten the pictures I sent? All right. And let's try to lure you in. They're using a wrong number. Clearly, you're not Byron, but neither are the hundreds of thousands of other people that received the same text message. So yeah, watch out for this scam. It's a wrong number scam. We have a video about this scam on our YouTube channel. We're about to hit 100,000 views. So go check out that video. Help us hit 100,000. Make sure to hit the like button. But yeah, another thing about this scam is in that video we received a lot of comments, and a lot of people left comments saying they received the exact same message from the exact same person. Saying the exact same thing, exact picture. Right? Everybody else got the same text message. Lots of people did. So it's a scam. There's hundreds and thousands of text messages going out a day from these scammers. And their goal is to reach new victims by sending messages like this to numbers, to random phone numbers. So that's it. Check out that video later on our YouTube channel. How we all doing out there? Cool, we got some comments coming in over here. If you're just joining, say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Hit that thumbs up so you get some more people in here. Usually we have some multiple streams going. We only got one, so maybe we get this one pumped up a little bit. Just reading the comments here. Yeah. Yeah, that Cloudflare outage was why we couldn't get the other streams going, it looks like. It sounds like other things are down too because of it. Samsung TVs and things, or alerts or something. John's saying the TV apps aren't working. Dave, I get messages offering me a job opportunity involving liking YouTube videos. They want me to take screenshots of the videos I like to prove it, offering me payment through Bitcoin. Oh, Dave, those are called task scams. Yeah, those are a specific employment scam known as a task scam. And they kind of like gamify these tasks, and you do it all on an app where I guess you take pictures and report it or whatever, and do the whole cryptocurrency thing. But the way that scam works is at a certain point, it's almost like an investment scam. You do it a little bit with a little bit of Bitcoin. You see that you get awarded a little bit of Bitcoin, and they let you remove it. And you're like, okay, this is great. But at some point, they say you have to deposit Bitcoin for some reason, or you have to deposit money for some reason, and that's what happens. And it's known as like a task scam. It's weird. It's an interesting scam to have you like complete all these little tasks, like liking things or sharing things, and you earn little pieces of Bitcoin. And I think they even let you like withdraw a little amount, as part of the scam. All right, but then it's a point where somehow they ask you to deposit the money to keep, for the app to keep working, or to reach a certain level, you have to deposit a certain amount of money or something like that. And that's a scam. Once they get the big deposit from you, then suddenly you can't withdraw it anymore. Or to withdraw it, they're going to tell you have to pay fees and taxes on it eventually. Yeah, but at first it seems like, this is just it's called a task scam. Usually I don't really cover employment scams, but I do have a few examples here. So I might as well take a minute and look at some of these examples. Yeah, so we have a few examples of these here. A lot of times these employment text messages, right, they'll say they're recruiters. John, you said TikTok, right? Here's the TikTok one. Hello, this is a TikTok recruitment center. TikTok is one of the most popular short-form video apps with over 2 billion monthly users. Yada, yada, yada. You could work 1 hour per day and make $400. Minimum daily salary, $400, right? Too good to be true. There's one that says Timu. You work 60 to 90 minutes a day and earn $50 to $500 a day. $950 per 4 days worked. Right. And it goes on and on. And a lot of times, first of all, getting a text message like this is it's a scam. Like, real recruitment agencies aren't going to work this way. Especially if you didn't sign up for any. You're just getting all these weird text messages. And they're coming from weird email addresses, right? These examples are all these weird emails that came into your text messages. Hotmail, another Hotmail. All these examples are Hotmail, actually. It's kind of funny. And one of red flags is they're always asking you to call back on WhatsApp. Right? There goes back that red flag, that scammer red flag. In fact, I've got to update the red flag slide to include this, where employment scams, they always say, call us back on WhatsApp. Yeah, this one says 30 to 60 minutes per day, and the pay is $200. Shit, $200 for 30 minutes. Good deal, right? It's a scam. We wish, right? Yeah, we don't usually talk about deployment scams here, but since you got brought up, there we go. Maybe I'll add them to the agenda here. For next time, possibly. Yeah, I thought I had, the reason I brought that up was I thought I had some examples of the task, that specific task scam that you mentioned, Dave. But I don't, or I buried somewhere else. But yeah, those task scams are a thing. They're interesting because they kind of gamify it and they involve crypto, and it's a little advanced, but apparently it works. But yeah, thanks for bringing that one up. How y'all doing out there? Let me know in the chat if you're watching. Haven't really seen the viewer count change much here, so I'm assuming it's still the same people. But then again, YouTube isn't known to give you real-time stats in real time. So let me know in the chat if you're watching. Let me know you found us. Give us a thumbs up and a like. Help us spread awareness. Make sure to hit that subscribe button too if you don't subscribe yet. Oh yeah, and I just noticed, since John just pointed out too, I see Dave has the Scamware 101 mug as his profile picture. Thanks, Dave. It's funny. Waving the flag. Spreading the word. I can appreciate it. By the way, if anybody else wants a coffee mug or a travel mug, it's on our YouTube store. Check our YouTube channel and our store. And I think we also have a link on our website here on the scamaware101.com. I think if you, let's see. You don't really put it all the way at the bottom. It says gift shop merch. We don't really push it, but we have the link at the bottom of the page. If you click it, Dave, I didn't even notice that you had that. It's funny. It's been there for a couple of weeks. It's funny. Yeah, you click it, it'll take you to various items we have here. You know, I tried to pick things you could keep on your desk too, like mouse pads or water bottles or coffee mugs, stickers that you could slap somewhere. But I wanted them to be things that you could keep like in front of you and on your desk as like a reminder, or you give them to a friend or a relative as a gift, but it's a reminder when they're on their computer, you know, stay scam aware, you know. They're about ready to click on a scam email link, but then they look at their coffee mug and say, oh, it's a reminder, you know, don't fall for that scam. Mouse pad, they're about ready to click on, you know, a scam link. They look down at their mouse pad and it says Scamware 101, you know. Should add that to the agenda too. Go over that. All right, cool. Let's talk about some tools and software that we have here on the Scamware 101 website. So we mentioned our website a few times, and we're trying to build it out as a portal for all sorts of scam awareness resources and information. And one of the areas of the site, we have a bunch of tools and software listed for you to use to help protect yourself from scams. You go to scamware101.com, you click tools and software. And the first 4 links are data breach lookup tools. And there are 4 reliable providers, right? They're all free to run a quick report. But basically, you pop your email address in, you pop your phone number in, whichever one's, take the email, whichever one's take the phone number. And some will take both. If they do, check both, your email and phone number. Again, it's safe to enter your info. These are legit companies. But they'll give you a report for free. And it comes back. It tells you any of your data that's leaked in these data breaches that are linked to your phone number, linked to your email address. And why that's important is whatever information is there, and you'll probably be surprised with what you find. Scammers know about you, right? You'll see a whole list of services that you've used that have been breached. And the scammers know what your login was, and they have your contact information, whatever details you provided to these services they have about you. You might even see some passwords of yours displayed right here in public view, right, when you do these lookups. Each one comes back with some different information, so that's why I actually recommend do all four, right? And again, you could do the lookup on each of them. The report is free. It comes back instantly with a report, each one. And the only thing is some of them might try to pitch you identity monitoring afterwards, right? So, or more detailed reporting, they might try to sell you afterwards. You don't have to sign up for any of it. The whole point is you get the free report here. You can run it, and in 30 seconds it comes back telling you all this information about yourself that's out there that scammers have and are using against you, right? So, again, it might come back with logins that you still use and username and passwords that you use on your bank accounts. It might come back with all that stuff. So it's important to know. You see a login that's listed there. You got to change your password, right? Or you see an account that's been breached. You got to go in there and update your info. And also, the whole thing about these cyber breaches, we touched it earlier. These scammers know things about you. As an example earlier, I said I've been receiving phone calls of scammers impersonating Coinbase. And they know things about me because years ago, Coinbase got breached and the users had their data stolen. And ever since, these scammers have been targeting those users with Coinbase email scams, Coinbase phone call scams, right? Because they know that these users have Coinbase. And when they do it, they know things about you. They know what state they're from. They know their name. So they personalize the scams when they're targeting them. They can be very convincing. So anyway, use these data breach lookup tools. They'll come back. They'll tell you what breaches your data has been involved in. And it's important to know. It's one way you can protect yourself and fight back. If you know what they know about you, you protect yourself better. Next section here on our tools and software page are some affiliate links. We're approved as a Nord affiliate and a Malwarebytes affiliate. So we have a couple links here to get some big discounts off of NordPass Premium and NordVPN. So if you want to use those products, which I recommend and say that you should, you go there and you can use these links and get a nice deal. I think for NordPass Premium it comes with like $35 for like 2 years. So you get a password manager for 2 years. NordVPN, and I think NordVPN just might actually even come with the password manager. So it ends up being like $100 for 2 years, I think, but even comes with a password manager. So anyway, so if you're thinking about purchasing those pieces of software, they're good to have, they're good to use. I've used them, I use them myself. So I wouldn't put the links here if I didn't stand behind them. The links are there. Save some money, use the links, and we get like a small little cut too. So it's a win-win. Links are there if you want to use them. And then same for Malwarebytes Premium. 25% off. It's a good piece of antivirus software. If you don't use any premium antivirus software and you want to go buy some software, there you go. 25% off Malwarebytes Premium. So I can trust Malwarebytes. It's pretty much anybody in the industry stands behind Malwarebytes. Then we have some links to some free software to protect yourself. One of them is Malwarebytes Browser Guard. Right? It's a free browser extension. I use it. I've been using it for this whole live stream. I have it enabled right now. When we were checking out the headlines earlier, it was blocking all ads and things on the third-party websites we were bringing up. Right? So it's a free browser extension. Malwarebytes Browser Guard. Just add it into your Chrome, Firefox, where your browser is. Check it out. It's free. Links here on our site. We got a link to Malwarebytes free. It's the free version of Malwarebytes Premium. Again, IT industry, very familiar with this software. Most techs should know about this. Malwarebytes free. It's a nice piece of software you could use to your computer's running slow, getting pop-ups. It's acting strange. Run a free scan on your computer. Download Malwarebytes free. So good stuff. And then we have a link here to Bitdefender Antivirus. It's free antivirus. The only reason I have it listed here is if you don't have any antivirus on your computer, meaning you only have the default Windows, Windows Defender, antivirus, where it came with Windows, You're not paying for premium antivirus. You don't have any other antivirus installed in your computer, right? Here's a free one that you could at least install on top of your the built-in antivirus. And it adds a little bit more protection, a little bit more protection, your web browser protection. So it's a free option for you. I'm not saying go replace your premium antivirus software. I'm not even saying replace your free antivirus software. I'm just saying if you don't have any antivirus software, here's a free option where it's at least it's better than nothing. Right, so links there. And then the next section on our tools and software section of the website we have is reverse image lookup tools. Right, and these come in handy for romance scams. And basically what reverse image lookups do is, let's say you're on a dating website, you get a match, you're talking to somebody, you could take their pictures, you could run them through these reverse image searches. And they'll come back, they'll tell you if they found the pictures anywhere else. Meaning that whoever you're talking to might have stole someone's pictures. Right? They're impersonating the person. So you pop the pictures into these links, it comes back, it might be a red flag. So the link is a TinEye reverse image search, and they're free, by the way. TinEye reverse image search, it's a good one. And then we have a link to Bing visual search and Google image search, because Bing and Google have features that let you do image searches too. So reverse image lookups, they come in handy for romance scams. If you think you're talking to a scammer, or you think someone you know and love, a family member, is falling for a romance scam, right? Tell them to take the pictures and run them through these reverse image searches, because they might come back and they'll tell you, hey, we found these pictures somewhere else. Might come back to be a famous celebrity or something, right? Which is always a red flag. Then we have a couple links to these website safety lookup tools, just some ways to check on these websites that you're visiting, see if they're safe. No tools 100%, but these are just some links you could add to your arsenal if you want to just check on a website and see what people are saying. Norton Safe Web, you could check if the website has any community ratings or reviews. Google Safe Browsing, you could check if the site was detected as unsafe, a website. And then the last section we have here under our tools and software section is our scam report lookup tools. And these are pretty cool. They link to the BBB scam tracker tool and AARP scam tracking map, which, by the way, when we wrap up this live stream, I'd say probably within the next hour or so, when we wrap up this live stream, one of the last things we're going to do is we're going to spend the last 15 minutes or so using the AARP scam tracking map. And it'll be fun because we'll take a look at what reports, the latest reports they received, and see what scams are being reported by people, like in the past day usually. Usually it tells you a day or two ago, the recent reports. So stay tuned. Keep sticking around if you're watching. We're going to do that, and that's always a fun way to wrap up the live stream a little bit. So let me know you're watching. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't yet, and let me know you're watching in the chat. So again, that was the tools and software section here on our website. This is one of the areas we're building out and trying to add as a scam awareness resource for everybody, for the public good. How we all doing out there, everybody? We got about maybe half an hour or so left. If you're just joining us, welcome to the live stream. My name is Jared with Scamware 101. Our goal here is to spread awareness of common scams so you can protect yourself, protect your loved ones from becoming a victim. One of the ways we do that is by doing this live stream every week to spread awareness of scams. We cover about 20 different types of scams on this live stream. We go over red flags to help you better identify and recognize these scams. We show you examples, text message examples, email examples. We played some phone call examples. We even showed some snail mail examples, traditional postal service mail delivery scams, right? So we share a lot of useful information here to be aware of. And everything we share is all active and current. All the scam examples we share are actively circulating now. You'll probably even have received some of the scams that we share on this live stream. So if you're just tuning in, thank you. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to subscribe to our free mailing list too. You could join it on scamware101.com and click join mailing list. Make sure to subscribe, hit that thumbs up on YouTube, and you can follow us on your favorite social media: Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, YouTube. We got about 4 more scams we're going to cover, and then we're going to go into the scam tracker map at AARP. Oh, by the way, if you want to help support our mission financially, we have that donate QR code up on the screen. You can scan that. You go to scamaware101.com/donate, or you can hit that super thanks button, the thanks button on the this video here on YouTube. Appreciate anything. Anything helps, and even just hitting that like button, we appreciate. So help us spread awareness by hitting like, subscribe. Just trying to put something good out there. Next scam we're going to talk about. Actually, let me check out the chat real quick before we get started here. Hey, Nigella, welcome. Good to see you. Oh, Nigella, huh? You got a call from a job offer scam from Cambodia. Interesting. Was that was it a remote offer trying to get you to go over there? Because in that area, that's where all the scam compounds are. And a lot of these scammers, they get trafficked over there through job offers. But yeah, over in that whole area is where they have the scam compounds at. Or at least a lot of them. Myanmar, Cambodia, was it Laos? Is that the other one? Yes, that's another reason not to fall for these employment scams that we were talking about earlier. You know, sometimes you just lose money, but other times the ones that offer positions to travel somewhere else, a lot of times that's how the trafficking victims got fooled by employment offers. You know, that said, come on over to Bangkok or Thailand, and then they get trafficked somewhere else. Anyway, on that note, Social Security scams. Let's talk about them. These happen all year round, important to be aware of. And, you know, like some other scams we talked about, when they get media attention or they're getting a lot of attention on TV or in politics, you know, scammers pay attention to that stuff and they pick the scams up surrounding that, right? So whenever there's information about Social Security coming out or talk about changes, you know, the scammers start reaching out to people impersonating Social Security. So a lot of times the scammers that are impersonating Social Security officials, they'll claim there are problems with the victim's number of benefits. They'll threaten action unless immediate payment or information is provided. Scammers also send fake emails that appear to be from Social Security, but link to dangerous websites. Right? So we know the scammers are sending out emails impersonating Social Security. We know that they're calling victims and claiming to be from Social Security. Again, any phone call scams, always be aware of the caller ID. You know, you can't trust it. It might very well say that's Social Security calling, even though it's a scammer. And just to give you an idea about how much of a big deal these Social Security scams are, is there's a picture of an actual envelope, you know, that arrived in the mail from Social Security, you know, legit letter from Social Security, and right on the envelope in big letters, right, scam alert. Scammers are pretending to be government employees. They may threaten you and may demand immediate payment to avoid arrest or other legal action. Do not be fooled. If you receive a suspicious call, hang up. Do not give them money or personal information. And then they say report the scam at oig.ssa.gov. Right? So Social Security has been warning about these scams for a long time now. On their website, they have the warnings, and they actually have it printed on their envelopes that, you know, get delivered to people, just warning people of scams. Because they get impersonated a lot. Like we said, phone calls, emails, and let me show you one example. So there's an email that came in, was reported to me, and there's a screenshot of how it would look on your phone, right? And it's a little bit more convincing on a phone because the from line says Department of, right? You can't really see it unless you click on it to see who it's actually from, but you see Department of, and the link, it looks like it links to ssa.gov, right? And this is how it looks on the phone, and it says get your new information now. To see your statement, please download the file from, and it looks like it links to ssa.gov. We hope you find your new statement useful and informative. Thank you for using the Social Security Administration's services. And it says this file works on computers only. But yeah, So someone might click on this on their phone. They might not realize it's a scam. But this is 100% a scam, because if you look at this on a computer where you can see a little bit more information, you can see the email address isn't from Social Security. It's from some foreign location, .co.ke. I think that's Kenya, right? So you can tell from looking at the from address now, this isn't really from Social Security. And also, when you move the mouse over the link, it'll give you a preview of where the link actually points. And you could tell this doesn't really go to SSA.gov. It goes to a completely random, different website that was clearly created for this scam purpose. If you click that link, chances are you could get infected with a virus or malware that only works on your computer, which is why they say this file works on computers only. But this is an example of an email that impersonates Social Security. In this case, they claim to be a fake statement from them, and click here to get your statement. But it's a scam. One among many Social Security scams. A lot of times they'll call up, too. I'll give you another example. They'll call up or send you an email claiming to be from Social Security. They'll say, we're reaching out to inform you of an issue concerning your Social Security number. Our system has detected unusual or potentially unauthorized activity linked to your Social Security number. As a precautionary measure, your Social Security number has been flagged for possible suspension. This action may affect your ability to access federal services, benefits, or identification verification systems tied to your Social Security profile. All right, so they're trying to get you to click a link, and a lot of times they'll try to steal banking information to maybe send you a payment, they'll say, or they'll say a payment's failing, and it'll ask you to provide information. There's so many scams. Really, the bottom line is, as far as Social Security scams go, anybody claim to be Social Security, whether it's an email, a phone call, a text message, which they don't send, by the way. Don't trust any text messages from Social Security. What you need to do is tell them to hang up. And if you're concerned that it's real, reach out to Social Security directly. And Social Security, if they're really from Social Security, they'll appreciate that, because they're the ones warning you about these scams. Again, they have them around the envelope. The warning is right here on the envelopes they mail out to people. It's all over their website, warning about scams. So they'll be proud of you if you say, all right, I'm going to hang up, and then you reach out to Social Security directly. How we doing? Yeah, Dave says, anyone who owns a cell phone will eventually receive these types of scam communications. The sad part is that many children, such teenagers, do too. Yep. Anybody with a number. That was one of the things that we posted on on our Facebook page on Scamware 101. I think that's one of the most recent things we, in fact, let's say. What did we say here? It was like, if you have a phone, you're a target. You're going to make me log in to see it. Yeah, incognito. Yeah. All right, whatever. I'm not logging in. But, yeah, if you have a phone, you're a target. Right? And even just showing the wrong number scam. The wrong number scam went over as an example of that. They just send the same thing to hundreds of thousands of phone numbers, and it's a numbers game. Someone's going to fall for it. And like Dave said, even children and teenagers, right? They're sit in their room all alone. Next thing you know, they're talking to a stranger or something on their phone. It's a whole new world out there. So watch out. Let's take a look at IRS scams. We're going to start with, this is probably last week we'll cover this impact payment scam. Maybe we'll keep going with a little bit. Why not? Tax and IRS impersonation scams. This is similar to Social Security impersonation scams. Scammers will call you impersonating the IRS. They'll send you emails impersonating the IRS. They'll send you text messages impersonating the IRS. So they'll target you in any way they can while impersonating the IRS. Sometimes they'll claim that you owe taxes and must pay immediately to avoid penalties. They'll try to get you to pay immediately or go purchase gift cards to send them to scammer. They might tell you to deposit money at a Bitcoin machine. Right. Other times they might be reaching out to you and saying that they have a payment for you, but they need your bank account details. Right. So there's different versions of this scam. Again, like Social Security, if anybody calls you claiming to be from the IRS, hang up and call back directly or check your irs.gov account. But here's an example of a text message. And this is from this tax season. And this one, how this one works is it claims you're eligible to receive an economic impact payment, $1,400. And it says to click this link to update your personal details. Right, but what happens is you click that link, it's going to ask for your bank account information to receive the supposed check, and that's a scam. They steal your bank account details. Also, notice that instruction. Please reply with yes and reopen. Right, that's a big red flag when we're talking about text message scams. This screenshot we're looking at here, this was actually an example that the IRS warned us about this year. So this came from them, warning us about this text message. So if you get one like this, there is no $1,400 economic impact payment. If there was, the IRS wouldn't be sending out text messages like this. And this example is 100% from the IRS, and you can rest assured if you get a text message like this, it's a scam. Per them, hit report junk and delete it. And you need to be suspicious of any scams that, or any communications that are claiming to be the IRS. Again, whether it's a text message, an email, a phone call. Another scam to watch out for during tax season. And right now, I'm still getting slammed with these. Even though tax season kind of ended, a few months ago? I'm getting slammed with these calls still. But it's these tax forgiveness scam phone calls. I'll play an example of one. But these always pick up during tax season, and they go for a while afterwards. Because, a lot of people think, okay, I filed my taxes. They get a phone call like this, and they're like, oh, I owe taxes now. So a lot of people still fall for this scam. But let me play the phone call for you. Let's take a listen to these tax forgiveness scam phone calls that you might get. I'm getting all different versions all the time. People are reporting all different versions to me all the time. And in the headlines, one of the articles that we found earlier too, or at least I don't know if we included it in the headlines but anyway, I read about it. There's been warnings about these scams going on too. So anyway, let's take a listen to one of these phone calls. That's one of these scam tax forgiveness voicemails.
Hi, this is Lindsay Carter from the Activation Department. Give me a call back at 833-850-2527. Our records indicate you have some back taxes owed. You're now eligible to apply for them to be forgiven with the Zero Tax Balance Program. Any back owed taxes can be enrolled to be forgiven through this program. But we do need to sign up this week. Just give me a call so we can start the process. It's really quick, and I'll keep your file open here. So my number is 833-850-2527. If you've already resolved this, call back and press 2 to be removed. Can't wait to speak with you. 2.
That's an example of these fake tax forgiveness robocalls that are going around. And there's some red flags in that one. First of all, it's a robocall. It's a recording. All right? But they're trying to make it sound like it's not. They're trying to make it sound like it's a legit person at the other end who's leaving you a personalized voicemail saying that they have your file on their desk and they're trying to reach you. And also, they opened up the call by saying, you owe back taxes, right? But this robocall is just playing that for everybody. It's saying that to everybody. You owe back taxes. It's trying to scare people. Like, what? Wait, I do? Right? It's trying to scare people into calling, right? And it sounds very personalized. The AI they used is a great example of cloning a voice and using AI to generate a very convincing robocall. Whereas just a couple years ago, the calls would be choppy and hard to understand. But now, because of the AI, they're very clear, right? And it's just another example of how they're using fear and urgency to get you to call back, right? Look, if you think that you owe back taxes or you want info on tax forgiveness, reach out to an accountant. Do your own research. Find an accountant. Reach out to the accountant you use already, right? But don't trust these phone calls that come in from unknown numbers and robocalls that are just saying the same thing to everybody, saying, you owe back taxes. Call us now. Call us within a week. That's all you have. You must act now. Got to call us this week, right? They're trying to create urgency, and there's just so many red flags about this scam. So anyway, tax forgiveness scams, that's another type of scam you need to watch out for during and after tax season, because I swear I get one of these phone calls almost every day. It's always different. In fact, let me see. I might have one I could play for you that's kind of funny, actually. I wasn't planning on doing this. Nah, maybe next time. I have a recording of one of these calls that came in, and it was all AI, and it was like, hello, how are you today? And then it pauses, and it's like, oh, that's great. And it keeps on talking, but it's designed to trick people and to make them think like, oh, I'm actually talking to a person. So I got a recording of it. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I can't really find it. I'm looking for it. I don't really see it. Oh, maybe. Actually, maybe I have it here. Is this it right here? Let's see. Maybe 1 sec, I might have it. This is it. Nope. That's not it. Maybe this is.
Hello?
Yeah, here we are. Okay, cool. So here's another example. Listen to this phone call. And this one, again, this is a robocall, and it's designed to make you think like you're talking to a real person, but they're sneaky about it. Watch what happens here. Take a listen. And let me know if it's loud enough.
Hello?
Hello? I can hear you now. My name is Anthony. I'm actually one of the assistants to the director for the National Tax Relief Program. How you doing? Great. So listen, I've personally been tasked with reaching out to make sure you received information about a brand new federally approved program designed to help people who may be dealing with tax debt. It's called the Tax Dismissal Program. It's something that's helped thousands of people reduce or sometimes even completely eliminate what they owe to the IRS. Can I ask you, do you currently owe any back taxes at the moment? Okay. Do you have any unfiled tax years or any unpaid back balances? Okay, great. Let me get you this updated information. You're just going to hear a brief recording. Okay, so this special program has been recently approved as of June 2020.
And then it goes into the whole recording spiel. But I wasn't answering. I just sat there silently. And the thing, the robocall plays like, how are you today? Do you have any of this? Do you have any of that? Ask the questions. I didn't answer. I just sat there silently, and I was like, great, thank you. It was a robocall. But a lot of people, they were very straightforward questions, yes, no questions, right? How are you today? Good. Okay. It would pause for a couple seconds. It could easily get through a quick conversation with people thinking it's a real person. And it quickly says, listen to the phone call or listen to the recording. All right. So that's an example of a tax, another one of these tax forgiveness calls that are circulating right now. I mean, that one was recorded just the other day. Like 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, I got that one. Mm-hmm. Let me know if you got any of those calls. I see some people put in the chat here. I see some more viewers too. Let me know. You get these tax forgiveness calls too? I mean, I'm getting lots of reports from them. I get them all day long. It's ridiculous. Anyway, just another example of some scams you got to watch out for during tax season and after tax season. Now let's talk about another scam here. Last scam we have on a list before we jump into the ARP scam tracker map, which is usually my favorite portion of this live stream. So if you're still here, make sure to stick around for the next 15, 20 minutes or so, because that's all we have left, and it's the best part of the live stream. So if you just got here now, you got here at the perfect time, because the last 15 minutes of this live stream are the best. So last scam we have here is discount scams. And they're kind of gift card scams too. But let me explain how these discount gift card scams work. And I actually have a phone call I'm going to play for you too. So basically how the scam works is you get a phone call that's impersonating Comcast or your internet provider. They say that your 50% promotional price is expiring today. So it makes it sound like your bill's going to go 50%. Oh, my promotional expires. And it says to call us back to discuss, right? That's what this recording is going to say. And it's trying to trick you into calling back this number. You think you're talking to Comcast, but you're actually talking to scammers. So let me play the recording of the phone call you might receive. And then after I play this recording, I'll explain how this scam works if you had called back. But if you're a Comcast customer, or hey, even any other internet customer, even though this one has Comcast, I'm sure the same scams float around for all the other providers. Verizon, Comcast, Optum Online, whoever your provider is. So let's listen to this phone call, and then we'll dive into the scam a little bit more.
Hello, this voicemail is from Comcast Xfinity. Your current 50% discount on your monthly bill will expire by the end of the day. To maintain your reduced rate, call the number on your caller ID immediately. This is your final reminder to act. Call back now. Thank you.
Right, so this is that fake voicemail they get saying they're impersonating Comcast. Now, I'm not a Comcast customer, so when I got this phone call, I knew right away it was a scam. But if someone's a Comcast customer and they get this phone call claiming to be Comcast, or you get a phone call like this claiming to be your provider, how this scam works is they trick you into calling back because you think your bill's going to double. Your 50%, promo is expiring, so your bill's going to double. So they trick you into calling back. You're talking to scammers. The scammers impersonate Comcast. And what happens is they tell you, well, since your promo is expiring, we do have another promo. And they'll say something like, we worked out a deal with Target, or we worked out a deal with Apple, where if you pay with a gift card, a Target gift card or an Apple gift card, we'll give you the promotional price. But you have to pay like $500 for like a year of service, right? So the victim goes, okay, I just got to pay with a gift card or whatever. Yeah, you just run to CVS and purchase a $500 Target gift card. Call us and we'll pay you for the year and we'll give you a promo discount. That's what they do. And they trick the victim into going, purchasing a gift card and sending them the gift card details. And the entire time, the victim thinks that they're talking to Comcast or their internet provider. But then, eventually they realize when they get their, maybe they don't even realize, they get next month's bill and it's the same and they think, no, because they would have thought they paid it. They still get billed next month. That's, I guess, when they realize they got scammed. But the whole point is they impersonate your internet provider, your phone provider. In this case, they're impersonating Comcast. They're trying to scare you by saying your bill's going to double, right? And then they try to trick you into purchasing a gift card to get a promo deal. That's all scam. They're just trying to get you to trick you into purchasing a gift card and sending it to them. So that's how those discount scams work. If you get a phone call like that, watch out. Be suspicious. And don't fall for it. If you're concerned that it's real, don't call the phone number that they leave. Don't call the number they tell you to. Actually call your provider. Go look at a real bill and call the number on your bill. Go to a real website and see what the number is and call Comcast directly in this case, if you're concerned that it's real. But it's not, because you get a call like that, it's not going to be from a real provider. It's always going to be a scammer saying that, oh, your bill's going to double. Call us today. Expiring today. Act now. Right? It's all a way to hype it up and try to get you to act quickly without thinking. And that's about 20 different types of scams we covered. There we go. Boom. Hope you all enjoyed. We're up to the last 15 minutes of our live stream here, which is my favorite portion of the live stream, to be honest. So if you're just joining, you joined at a good time and to catch the last 15 minutes here. And what we usually do in this last 15 minutes is we go and check the scam tracker map that's provided by the ARP. And what's cool about the scam tracker map is it tells us all these active reports from like a day ago coming in about people being targeted with scams, and it gives us an idea of which scams are picking up and slowing down. And it's a fun way to wrap up the live stream here, because we go and we can see if the scams went over, are the majority of scams reported, or if there's some scams being reported that we should still cover quickly while we're going here. So that's what we're going to do for the last 15 minutes of the live stream here. And before we do that, though, it's the last chance. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't yet. Give us a like. Subscribe to our channel. Last chance to get it in here while we're still going for the next 15 minutes or so. Make sure to go to scamaware101.com and hit join mailing list. All right, we'll send you updates. We'll let you know when we release new content, when we're going live. All good stuff. We won't abuse the privilege. So go join the free mailing list, scamaware101.com. And also follow us on your favorite social media platforms. We have links to all our profiles here on our homepage. We're Scamaware101 is the username across all of them, but we're on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X, Blue Sky, YouTube. And we have links right here on our homepage to each one too. So head over to our homepage, join our mailing list, and then check us out on social media. We need as many followers, likes, subscribers as we can get. It really does help spread awareness and get our content out there. And again, we do this live stream every week. So if you're just tuning in now, even though we don't have too much time left, rest assured, next week we're going to be doing it again. We have the schedule here on our website. Next one's going to be August 7th, 5:45 p.m. Eastern time. So usually every Thursday, 5:45 p.m. is when we do this. And we go for three or 4 hours. Right now we're about 3.5, maybe. It's just our way of spreading awareness of these scams. A lot of scams we cover, we have videos about them too. So go check out our YouTube channel and see what scam videos we've created that we have on there. A lot of the examples we share, we have in those videos, and those videos are even more detailed. So again, make sure to subscribe and like and follow. All right, so let's get to this last, let's check out the scam tracker map. Anyway, we mentioned this a little earlier over on our website, scamaware101.com. Tools and software. The last link we have listed here is the AARP scam tracking map. And what's fun about this map is you could enter your zip code or let it pick your location. It'll tell you what's being reported locally, or you can just hit block and it'll just tell you nationwide, right? So we're viewing nationwide right now. And let's see, all these reports are from yesterday. So we're going to take a look at some of the most recent reports, all labeled from yesterday, and see what type of scam reports are coming in and what they're saying. And we'll see if they line up with some of the scams went over. We'll see if there's others that we should talk about here. But we usually find some good stuff here being reported. So we're going to spend the next 15 minutes or so checking out some of these recent scams. And hey, it doesn't get much newer than yesterday, right? So these are all recent scams to be aware of, all circulating and all important to know about, right? So let's see. Received a robot phone call, stated it was Walmart and that several $1,000s have been charged to my account. Boom. I can stop it right there. This is one of the examples we talked about earlier, these fake order scams. We might have even played the phone call that this person's referring to. When earlier we played you that phone call where it says a MacBook Pro has been purchased under your Walmart account. And the whole trick is the whole scam is to trick you into calling to dispute the fake order, right? There really wasn't a purchase, but they want you to call the phone number and dispute it and not realize you're talking to this scammer. So there you go. The first report right there. That's the scam we covered already. So be aware of those fake order scams. We also have a video on our YouTube channel about that scam. So that's a good one to be aware of. And we're being targeted over the phone, email, text messages, all claiming that there's orders placed and they dispute them. So be aware of that scam. Looks like a business scam. We're going to skip over that. Something about a virtual registration department for a business. A lot of scams I try to focus on scams targeting individuals, right? So if there's a business one or someone's complaining about a certain kind, I don't really focus on those types of scams. Caller said his name was Mr. Tim. He was with the financial department. Oh, here we are. Here's a lottery scam. This is similar to inheritance scams, but it's a fake lottery scam. And what happens is, you get a call out of nowhere or a notification saying you won. You won a prize. You won a giveaway, right? And in this case, the scammer claimed you won $9.5 million plus a new car if you call back, right? And this is a scam. What's going to happen is you're going to call back and they're going to say, congratulations, you won. You just have to pay fees and taxes first, right? Or in some cases, when it's just a money prize, they'll say you have to provide your bank account so we get deposit it. But they're either trying to get into your bank accounts and steal your information, or they're trying to trick you into paying fees and taxes and never giving you any kind of award because it's fake. It's a scam. So there's a fake prize, fake lottery scam. You know, if someone's calling you up telling you won a lottery, it's too good to be true, be suspicious, right? And you shouldn't have to pay anything to receive something. If you ever did win a lottery or a giveaway, you shouldn't have to pay anything to receive it. If they ask you to pay for shipping, it's probably a scam. If they ask you to pay fees and taxes up front, it's a scam. Tech support scams and fraud. Was on my computer and the screen slowly went black, except for a narrow strip at the top of the screen that identified as being, basically say, a virus. Wow, they give a lot of details. Identified as being Microsoft with a phone number to call. Then a voice came on stating my computer had been accessed. I was not to turn my computer off. I did some checking to verify the Microsoft contact info was legit. It appeared to be, but it wasn't. When I called the number, a man answered, identifying himself as special agent. He ran some program on my computer. He then sent me to an investigator trying to prosecute a scammer, they said. They give a whole story. See, so this is a tech support scam. It started off with this all started off with her getting a pop-up, a fake Microsoft pop-up. Eventually, they tell her she's got to transfer money out of her bank. Her identity's been stolen. I might screenshot this one. She gives a lot of detail. I might leave this one open for later. Let's check the comments here in the chat. Saw a video when the scammer called the real Comcast and wanted to make a change to the victim's account. The Comcast rep told the scammer he had to come to the office with ID to make changes. Nice. Yeah. All right, so that was a tech support scam we just talked about, right? And we spent time on that one today. We also have a video about tech support scams where we show a bunch of examples of those fake virus scams or fake virus alerts and what to do if they pop up. So definitely check out that tech support video later. But yeah, we covered that one today, so that's good. I received a text saying I have a traffic infraction. To click on a link to pay, to not incur any more penalties, right? So we talked about this one earlier. That's the, we talked about the unpaid road toll text message scam. It tells you you have a toll to pay, and how those kind of evolved into these traffic ticket text messages. They say you have an outstanding traffic ticket. They impersonate the DMV. I don't trust them. If you get text messages like that, it's a scam. Received a phone call that said, "Dear customer, your card was used for $999 USD for an iPhone." There you go. It's a fake order scam. We talked about that one earlier, right? And this is the one that I mentioned that they're targeting us all over. This one is a phone call. Where I think the last report we just talked to, I think, was an email, right? So you'll get an email that says you made a purchase. You'll get a phone call that says you made a purchase, like this person did. This one says you purchased an iPhone. And it'll say, to dispute it, press 1, or dispute it, call this number. But it's a trick to get you on the phone with a scammer. It's not really Apple. It's a scammer. I was looking for Canon tech support, which they claim to be, although they took control of my computer. So this is a fake tech support too. You have to be careful when you look up tech support as well, because you might be looking for Canon tech support or printer tech support. You get taken to a fake website that has a scammer's phone number. And make sure you're on the legit website when you're calling. I received a text from 480 claiming that my iOS Pay ID was used to purchase an App Store and charge $149.99. Yep, there's a text message version of a fake order scam. We showed you examples of that in the example we showed you was, it was claimed to be Apple Pay. So it sounds very similar to this one. I did cryptocurrency on a website. I can't withdraw money back to my bank account. Ain't crypto. Anybody's telling you to send crypto or whatever, be suspicious. Especially if they tell you use a Bitcoin ATM. Received an email about a purchase for Norton security package. Right, there we go. That's a fake order scam too. You get an email saying that you purchased Norton security package. Call this number to dispute it. But it's a scam. At the very least, they're going to try to steal your payment details. But a lot of times they go a lot further. They'll say, okay, let me connect to your PC, and they actually try to clear out your bank accounts. These scammers don't joke around. They try to take everything you got. They don't just stop at $100. Let's take a look at this last scam here. This one looks interesting. And we'll wrap it up on this scam right here. Let's see if it's a good one. What happened? I didn't give too much info. An Army general on special assignment wanting $600 and an Apple Card to update his computer so he could arrange to come home to the U.S. This sounds like a romance scam that the person probably left out that part. Because a lot of times what happens is these romance scammers, they impersonate somebody in the Army. In this case, it's an Army general, which makes me think they're on a dating website. She got matched with a scammer who was impersonating an Army general. And then the scammer tried to get $600 out of her. He tried to build a friendship with her and try to get $600 and an Apple Card from her. That is something you have to watch out on these dating websites for all the ladies out there, or probably guys too, I guess. But the scammers like to impersonate military people because that gives them the excuse of why they can't meet. Sorry, I'm deployed or I'm stationed, across the country. And it gives them a reason of why they can't meet in person. But it's a scam. Yeah, so watch out for that, especially when it comes to romance type scams, dating website scams. And that's it for this live stream, everybody. We got off to a rough start with a bunch of streams not working. We're going to be blaming Cloudflare for that. At least that's our suspect. So unfortunately, we couldn't stream on Facebook or Instagram today, or a vertical stream on YouTube. So it is what it is. But we came back from it, and we fought, and we persevered, and we got through, and did a pretty decent live stream. Did what, 3.5 hours, over 3.5 hours about. So not too shabby. Covered about 20 different types of scams. Went over tons of examples. Shared you emails, text messages. We even switched it up. I shared a couple new scams with you. Played that recording of that robocall, the AI robocall, for the first time. The tax forgiveness one. And shared a few other scams with you this evening. Lots of good stuff. So, thank you, everybody. If you joined us for the first time, we appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up. Last chance if you haven't yet. Give us a like if you haven't yet. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Make sure to visit scamware101.com. Join the mailing list by hitting join mailing list. Follow us on all your favorite social media. And our mission here is to spread awareness of scams. And you could help. You could help by following, subscribing, liking, sharing our content. All that helps. Tune in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Now next Thursday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be doing the live stream again. And hopefully, Cloudflare won't crash out and cause a whole bunch of problems next week. And that's about it. All right, everybody. Thanks again. Hit that thanks button. Hit that super thanks button. If you want to donate a couple bucks, go to scamware101.com/donate. If you want to donate there too. And that's it. Everybody have a great weekend. Until next time, stay safe.